If you are listening to the show right now and you're enjoying it and you're not a BDM member, what are you doing? You could be over there with all the
other BDMs in our community that we've curated over the past 12 years.
So many shows.
And then once you're a BDM, you get access to all those old shows. You can get them through the app, and once you sign in and get your name and password, you get access to all the BDM shows on the app or on our website. You could sign up right on the right side of our website. Once you click on sign in to become a BDM or BDM login, it'll take you to a love meter. You get to choose between $1.95 and $10.95, whatever you're comfortable with, and that gets you in our BDM program.
I mean, obviously, we hope you're comfortable with $10.95, but if you're not, totally fine.
Yeah, and we are doing BDM Appreciation Week, and if you are a current paying BDM, you get to be involved with that. You get access to buy a $5 t-shirt with lots of other goodies from other sponsors that could throw it in the bag. And
we usually have big prizes that we give away at this time, like
we also 100%. We're trying to curate some prizes,
and we're always trying to throw new stuff at it, better stuff, bigger stuff, more fun stuff.
We're doing a BDM appreciation party at the end of BDM week.
I'm excited about this because I don't want to leak anything, but it's just like more. This is gonna be a little bit more of an old school style
meetup.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
And we only invite current BDMs and a friend, so you get to bring a friend too. Honestly, we're just a small business in Orlando that's been operating for over 12 years now. And we would love any support. And then even the small monthly payment does make a difference.
Oh yeah, and this is our way of giving back to you. The BDM members are the sole reason why we were even able to launch the ship.
They're our bosses.
They're our bosses.
We work for the BDMs. We work for our clients. It's like as easy as that. And me and Daniel and our small team want to do the best we can for BDMs.
But you could sign up if you're not one. If you listen to the Friday Free Show, maybe you were a BDM and you're on the fence about rejoining us. I think you would like it because we got some new stuff that we're rolling out this year. I don't want to allude to anything.
Well, we're constantly trying to do new things. I mean, it's not.
You'll see. You'll all see.
And come ride it out with us and become a BDM.
Yeah, man.
We appreciate everybody who does, and we appreciate all the current BDMs listening to this.
Appreciate you.
Enjoy your ACT best of. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
We've had this gentleman on the show before. Indeed. And he is putting out a new book called The Viper, and we're going to talk to him all about it. Brad Meltzer's on Zoom with us. How you doing, Brad?
I am good. I love when anyone just takes the book and shoves it in people's faces. Like,
look at this book. Look at this book. My wife started this book. I'm very happy to say that through the somebody told her, because my wife is an avid reader, and somebody told her, it's like, oh, yeah, you don't even need to follow along with the other books. This could be a good. Maybe it's not the best starting point. I mean, you'd want to go through the full series of Zig and Nola, books. But she is gonna start this. She started it last night. So here we go. Off to the races.
That says on the cover, the perfect place to meet Zig and Nola. So I love that.
There you go. Congratulations on the brand new book. I think last time we talked to you, we were talking about kids' books a little bit and maybe about new books on the horizon. So, explain to us how this book came about and where we are in this. Is this the trilogy? Is this the third book?
No, we're still going. So let's talk about where it is. So a man walks into a funeral home. He's carrying his favorite blue suit. He's got a terminal disease, and this is the suit that he wants to get buried in. So here's the thing, is if you go to your local bank and you open up a safety deposit box, then paperwork gets filed because eventually the government, if they want to track it, can track you. Same thing if you go to the UPS store and you open up a P.O. box. But if you secretly sew something into the lining of your suit and you hand that suit to your local mortician, you have the ultimate untraceable hiding spot. Man goes back to his hotel room. There's a guy with a gun waiting who says, "Where is it?" Man says, "I don't know what you're talking about." The guy shoots him dead. That suit is still in the funeral home. You won't believe what's hidden inside it or who's about to find it. And that's chapter 1 of The Viper.
I love that. I've always...
Chapter 2.
Oh.
No.
Tell us the whole book.
Oh my God,
we'll sit here and listen, Brad.
Chapter 74.
Did you listen to our show today? Brad got on the line, and he just went through, gave us abbreviated of all the chapters of his brand new book. It was awesome.
So, Brad, I'm always impressed by the amount of research you do for your books. And
well, you're known. You know that online, you're known in like author land as being like the guy, right? The research guy that.
I don't know. I think I mean, my kids know me as something very different, right? But listen, I'm nerdy about that stuff. I've taken people in the secret tunnels below the White House. I've done the labyrinth below the Capitol in Florida, in our home state, right by you guys. I've done the secret tunnels below Disney World. Whoa. And, Mickey and Donald and Goofy are nice. But if you cross them, they will make your family disappear in the middle of the night. Right? That was one of the hardest places to ever research until the Viper. Because in the Viper, we did witness protection. And I love witness protection. I was like, what is, I want to know about it. And witness protection, when you think about it, you think of the mob, right? You think of Tony Soprano or the end of Goodfellas, and someone gets a nose job and they go live in, Nebraska somewhere. And that's what truly witness protection was designed to do, was to take down the mob. And it worked. It actually worked. And so the mob obviously didn't thrive as much as it did, but it's not like crime stopped. So what happened is all these other criminals took their place. So for a while, instead of mobsters ratting on mobsters, it was gang members, because gangs started thriving. So gang members were one of the biggest groups in witness protection. And then 9/11 happened, and it was terrorists, because we started chasing terrorists. You want to know one of the biggest groups in witness protection right now? It's actually accountants, because now data is king. That's what rules the world, is like finding all the information that companies have. And I love the fact that when you will never look at witness protection the same way again once you read The Viper.
Okay, so Brad, let's start with just witness protection and the basis of what it is. Because what I understand witness protection to be is if you basically rat on someone for the government to help them put a case on someone
I feel like
else.
Rat is putting it strongly.
Yeah.
Considering
rat is not exactly the marketing term you want.
yeah.
Well,
I
come from the streets, Brad.
Yeah, I will eventually rat on you. But yeah, I mean,
okay, you testify against someone for the government, and then to repay you for doing that, the government says, okay, now that you did this, you are in danger from the group you testified against, because this guy's going to jail, but his associates may want to come for revenge, so we will hide you somewhere in the United States. I didn't think it was outside of the United States in my mind. Like you said, Nebraska.
Well, you're just giving Brad your idea of what witness protection is. And then Brad
I was like, tell me your idea of everything. I'm sure it'll be fascinating. Right?
How dare you, Brad? Because I'm just asking to see if this is correct, going down the right road.
Yeah, are we on the right road?
No, listen, you guys are always on the right road. You know that. That's why I love you. So, and that's what it's set up for, right? The one thing you left out, though, is it's not just, hey, man, now you're going to be killed, is you actually don't go to jail. You're not prosecuted. You get a really big gain. And most important, they're going to do their best to help you, because they understand that who you're testifying against is some pretty bad people. And it used to be that, like, if someone moved to you, think of when you were little and someone new moved to your street or your block or something, you either like paid attention or you looked at them, you're like, I don't know. You introduced yourself, you didn't. And whatever, that was the end of it. When someone new moves on your block now, well, what do? You Google how much on Zillow, how much they sold their house for, or bought their house for. And then you check their Facebook page because you want to see who it is. If they don't have a Facebook page, man, that's even more suspicious. Now I got to do some digging, right? And then you start looking to see if they have a criminal record. You start seeing if they're on a pedophile list. We can find everything about anyone.
Yeah.
So when witness protection, used to be you move to town, they give you a new identity, and they say, here, Tom, here, Dan, your name is now, Dan, your name is going to be Tom, and everyone doesn't care. But now you got to build digital backgrounds. You got to build a digital past. You got to build all this stuff. And what's really cool is witness protection. They have a stat that says they have, and the Marshal Service is so amazing, full respect to them. They said they have never, in the history of witness protection, ever lost anyone. Not one person. Now, here's the answer. As long as they completely listen to us. Now, that's a great little asterisk right there to put on it, like a real great caveat, because what it means is that when it sounds almost tantalizing. For witness protection, you get to start your life over, right? Think about that for a moment. You guys just start it over, leave everything behind, and you get a new life. Even to me, I'm like, that sounds like that. There's something cool about that.
There is, yeah. There's an allure. I'm obsessed with this. Like, I'm the guy that sees these things, and I'm like, I just want to disappear from my family and start a whole new thing. Yes, there's an allure there.
Totally. I'm like, there's just something that's cool about like just starting everything over and see where you get. And what I think is wild is people take that, right, and then they go, and witness protection sets them all up, gives them a place, gives them the background, gives them everything. But you got to leave your mother-in-law behind. And for some people, not for me, but for some people, they're like, oh, that's even better. I can, leave them behind. But other people, you got to leave your sister. You got to leave your brother. In a lot of cases, who you have to leave, they won't let you keep your dog. You got to leave your dog behind because people recognize your dog if they know your dog. And that's harder. And the one thing that the people in witness protection told me is that there's like a call to home. It calls to you. And 6 months in, you're like, man, I miss my sister. I miss my dog. I'll just make a quick phone call and see how they're doing.
Uh-oh.
And that's how bad things happen. And so again, in the Viper, I was like obsessed with witness protection. I want to show people like this is how it really is. And it is not what you think.
Do you write the books to gain the access because it's something inside of you that you want to find out about? Or do you get the access to research the book? Do you understand? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's a very smart question. I mean, it is a little chicken and the egg game. Like, sometimes I have research. What I really do? I'm going to be honest, not give you a quick answer, but give you an honest answer. I just kind of like, I find something that I like and I look at it and then I figure out how to make it work in the book. I don't go like, I got to do this because I got to sell this book or do that. I just was like, what am I obsessed with? And I saw some article on witness protection or some guy on witness protection. I'm like, oh man, let's do that. And then I meet the guy and find the guy. And it's, sometimes it's crazy. Like I got a letter. The way I got to the White House originally back in the day is I got a fan letter from President Bush Sr. I got one from Bill Clinton. They invited me to go to private lunches at the White House. I mean, it was crazy stuff. I talked about it before.
Yeah.
But I remember, my first job when I was 18 years old, I went to work in Congress for the Senate Judiciary Committee. And I used to be in charge of the pen signing machine. And I thought the letters that they brought to me were fake when I got the president's letter, because when I used to run the pen signing machine in Judiciary, I would take the stationery from the Judiciary Committee, put it on the pen signing machine. I would write to all my friends in Florida and tell them they were being deported. And
yes,
I was just like,
that's a great. I mean, let's pause a moment.
Again, it's not as funny now as it used to be then. Like, it's a different joke right now. But,
sure.
But I did used to do that. So I thought these letters, this can't be real. And it was real. I called President Bush's office back then, and I was like, "Hey, I got this letter from some intern there. They want a free book, and they want me to sign it for them." And they're like, "Oh, you got the president's letter?" And I was like, "Oh." So when that happened, I was like, "I'm going to go research what it's like to be a former president," because it's so crazy that this guy's so bored. He's writing to me now. He was the leader of the free world, and now he's writing to me. Like, how boring is his day? So I literally said, "Can I come and see you in Texas?" And he was like, "Come spend a week." And so I went for almost a week in Texas and Houston, and that took on the whole book that I was doing back then. So witness protection now for the Viper, I spoke to this guy who was a marshal, and I was like, oh, you can teach me some really cool things. And so then it just became part of the book.
So, Brad, I'm curious to, like, obviously the whole basis of witness protection is secretive. Like you want to keep they want to keep the people that they're hiding hidden. And so telling you too much about what their tricks are is disadvantageous to what their goal is. But I'm curious if you ask them, like, as technology increases, like you said, having no social media background when you move into a community is weird and a red flag, and people are more suspicious. So then you could build someone a fake social media background. I can understand that through Photoshop and now AI. It's easier than ever. But
I was going to laugh at your Photoshop.
But with certain face recognition programs becoming on the market for us, the public to use, is that a concern down the line? Because now you have someone, you could just scan all of Facebook for someone's face and then find them even under a different name with facial recognition technology.
Of course, that's right. That's the issue right now, is technology's lapping what you can do, what you can get away with. And the other part, don't forget, I mean, when I thought of witness protection my whole life, I was like, there was always somehow, I don't know, it's kind of like, when they say that, like when we were younger, like quicksand was going to kill you. Like witness protection always was like, you're going to get surgery and then no one will recognize you. When you were in 11th grade and that girl got a nose job, did you not recognize her when she came in on Monday morning after spring break? No, you knew exactly who she was. So right. You'll see in the book that you have to come up and build a better mousetrap for how to hide people. That is actually, again, I won't ruin the Viper for you, but you will see, and your wife will see, that's part of the thing that I'm dealing with in the book, is like, how do you hide someone when the government can find you everywhere? And when you read the Viper, you will see.
And one of your characters in the book, and I believe it's Zig, is he a mortician? Is that what he does?
Yeah.
And I was freaking out a little bit because I was like, oh, well, I'm kind of glad my wife is going to read this. I'll probably read it too, because my dad did that for a hot minute. And he would tell me about, working in the funeral parlor and embalming bodies and doing all of that. And then through reading even the bio for this particular book, you had some pretty, again, going back to you getting to sort of live out these abilities to go to these places that nobody gets to go to. You got to go to what is considered literally the most secretive and high profile mortuary in the world. Did you not?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I do a lot of work with the USO, and I spent years going to Kuwait and Oman and Qatar as the war was winding down. They took me all over the world to entertain our troops, because troops love, and people love, they read thrillers there. That's the thing that really helps pass time when you're sitting around a lot. And one of the things I found out about was Dover Air Force Base. I didn't know what it was, never heard of it my whole life. And Dover, even if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, because when a soldier is killed in action, that flag-covered coffin that comes off the plane and everyone salutes, that's Dover. Okay. But it's not just where our fallen soldiers' bodies go. It's also where the astronauts, when the space shuttle exploded, the astronauts' bodies went to Dover. On 9/11, all the Pentagon victims, their bodies went to Dover. And in fact, right now in Venezuela, we have all these CIA people there. If something goes sideways, all of our spies around the world, their bodies go to Dover too, which means Dover's a place filled with secrets. And I love secrets.
Yeah.
And so the thing is that the morticians there, though, will spend 12 hours rewiring someone's jaw, smoothing it over with clay so they look better because a family wants to see their son one last time in the coffin, rebuilding someone's hand one last time because a mother says, I want to hold my son's hand one last time. And I was struck by these people who are just want to deal with, they won't put in for overtime, some of them, even though they work an extra 12 hours, because they want to show this fallen soldier the dignity and the respect they deserve. And I was like, man, that's how the world should work. And so Zig, one of the main characters, is this guy who believes if you're a good person and you put good into the world becomes a better place. And Nola, let's talk about the other character for a second. I was researching, I was with the military, and they took me on this army base to this big giant warehouse. It looked like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, like filled with all these crates and stacks of stuff. And they had tons of paintings, like fine art. And I'm like, why does the Army have all this art? And they explained to me, and this is true, is since World War I, the U.S. Army has had a painter on staff who paints disasters as they happen, whether it's storming the beaches of Normandy, whether it's Vietnam, whether it's 9/11. And I'm like, you're telling me that everyone's racing in with guns blazing, and you've got nothing, you got a guy who's racing with nothing but paintbrushes in his pockets. Like, that guy sounds crazy. I want to meet him. Let me meet him. And they said, you mean her. You want to meet her. And that's where I met and came up with my character, Nola Brown. She's like the girl with the dragon tattoo. She's like badass. She believes the opposite of Zig. She believes, that's ridiculous about your kindness nonsense. If you want the world to make sense, you grab it by the throat and you force it to make sense. And I think for many years, all I was trying to do is figure out which side of me is right, my Zig side or my Nola side. And you don't have to choose, right? We're all Zig and Nola. We all have a part of us that's very kind and nice, and we all have a side of us that, especially when we see someone getting picked on, that man wants a fight. And I used to think, again, you got to choose between it, but you don't. You just got to love yourself and accept yourself for who you are. And you get to see, in America's most secretive funeral home is in Dover, of all places. And in the Viper, you get to see what's inside.
That is so cool. And I mean, yeah, go ahead, T.
So, Brett, I have to, since you're on Zoom with us, I'm interested to get your perspective on secrets in the government, conspiracies, something like.
Oh, he's the guy.
Well, you're the closest person I'm ever going to talk to that has talked to multiple presidents, has been given access to.
I feel like you're in
things
that
that other
world.
people
Yeah.
haven't. So you've seen behind the scenes and you've seen some secretive stuff and talked to people and government agents and presidents. So I'm curious because I've always thought to myself when it comes to conspiracies and huge secrets that I lean towards them not existing because in my mind I'm like impossible to keep it a secret with so many people involved, right? Like someone would leak it, some information would come out, like these prediction markets. I saw a story the other day, like these prediction markets are essentially gambling. Like someone bet that Maduro wouldn't be in power after at the beginning of 2026.
They cashed in pretty good
and
on
made
that.
a ton of.
But they won't pay it. They won't pay it until there's another thing.
Yes, no, I know, because they're like, this is insider. They were like, this is insider
They
information.
know, of course, people can't keep their mouth shut.
So, what's your?
But you're asking the right question. So here's the thing.
Yeah,
is that one, people can't keep their mouth shut, right? Like one of the great secrets that I was obsessed with for decades, and I was trying to figure out, was in Watergate, is who's Deep Throat.
Yeah.
Right. Deep Throat was the guy who broke Watergate, took down President Nixon, Woodward and Bernstein. He was a secret source who met him in the garage. It was like the question is who is Deep Throat, and everyone knew that. They said Deep Throat can never be revealed until Woodward and Bernstein and the head of the newspaper, the Washington Post, are dead. They'll never reveal the story. They'll never say who it was. They're taking it to the grave. And then guess what happened? This guy named Mark Felt said it was me. And he confesses. Why? Because he was sick and he was old and he wanted people to know. Even Deep Throat couldn't keep the Deep Throat secret, right? And it just shows you, like, I got a call one day from the lawyer of an 90-year-old woman who called me. It was she was related to John Wilkes Booth, who famously shot Abraham Lincoln.
My God.
And and the lawyer said to me that when she was 12 years old, she was told a family secret, and the secret was this: is that they were related to John Wilkes Booth, that John Wilkes Booth was famously shot and killed after he killed Abraham Lincoln. But the family secret is they got the wrong guy. And her relative actually escaped. John Wilkes Booth went on the run, and would I like to hear their story? Yes, I want to hear that story, right? And we had her on our History Channel TV show. We put her on the show. We looked at all of her information. And there were things that were holes. She had the will of John Wilkes Booth, she said, but it was signed. It wasn't signed, which is how all wills were verified back then. Also, his fake name that he took on was John B. Wilkes. If your name is John Wilkes Booth and your fake name is John B. Wilkes, you're the worst fake ID maker of all time, right? Like, that's just the worst. That's worse than my fake ID in college, which was bad.
Sounds like his DJ name or something, right?
Yeah,
like,
it really is like your
name.
porn name, right? It's just so bad. But again, why did she tell me? Because she was old and she was like, I'm going to die and I want someone to know the story. And that's what kills every secret. But to go back to what you're really asking is, like, are there real secrets anymore? Like, can the government keep them? And that's the real question. And I personally think, that's the one thing. Everyone wants to believe that all the big conspiracies are true. But here's the real truth, is that the reason why people want to believe conspiracies is because they're afraid. And I'll explain why. Like, think about this. You want to know who killed JFK? If you look at it in the 1960s when JFK was shot, we all said, oh my gosh, it's the height of the Cold War. It was the Russians did it. It was the Cubans did it. Our enemies in the Cold War. If you look in the 70s when Watergate hit and we stopped trusting the government, who killed JFK? We said, oh, it was an inside job. The CIA did it. LBJ did it.
Right.
If you look in the 80s as the Godfather movies peak, who killed JFK? It was the mob. So if you want to know who killed JFK, it's decade by decade, whoever America is most afraid of at that moment in time. And I tell you that simply to say is that this is why all conspiracies are mirrors. They show you your fears. And to me, it's much easier to believe, whatever you believe about JFK. And listen, I think there are good questions to ask about JFK's murder. Like, what is Lee Harvey Oswald, who's a Marine, doing in Russia for a month and nobody's tracking him in the Cold War? How does Jack Ruby get into a police station and kill the most wanted man in America? There are good questions to ask that are all lost because Lee Harvey Oswald died. But here's the thing. It's much easier and safer for you to believe that it's a grand conspiracy, that it took all these people, that it took all this planning and all this money and all this secrecy. That makes you feel much better to sleep at night than the idea that one total lunatic can disrupt the entire planet. That's a terrifying thought.
Yeah.
That all it takes is one guy. So that's why we want to believe in these big theories. Not to say that some of them aren't true, but they can't all be true. And that's why conspiracies just keep going forward, because we just, they're mirrors. Again, show me your favorite conspiracy. I'll show you who you are.
I've never thought of the idea of comfort from...
It's what it does. It's safety, right? I mean, and that's what all fear is. That's why, we want, if you look at like these theories that go around now, right? They're all designed to make you feel like you're going to get an answer. They're going to provide you something that's going to tell you why the world doesn't make sense. But you know what? Sometimes the world doesn't just make sense. It just doesn't. Anyone who's lost someone who they love understands that. But we want to believe, man. We just want to believe.
Yeah.
So, but it takes away the rain. It's what humans' brains have been doing for millennia is like, how do the tides work? Well, it's a god, obviously, because the complicated, like looking at the moon and the gravitational pull, and like way too complicated. Then you start looking at super complicated things, and then it's impossible to understand. And then you're like, supernatural, conspiracy.
And think about, and let me say this: I think you're right. I mean, and it's hard to do in our own lives. I didn't think I was going to tell this story, but I'm going to tell it to you guys because I love you. I mean, it's just, you're bringing it up. I mean, so when I wrote The Viper, the last line that I put in the book is actually the very first quote that's in the book. And it's this quote that says, "I don't believe in closure. I'm not sure we ever really get over anything." And when I read that line, it like hit me in the chest. And I was like, why is that hitting me so hard? And I'm going to tell you the story about my dad. I didn't think I was going to tell you, but my dad was a complicated guy. He was not educated, bad with money, just like just blew shit up all the time, just a big giant, whatever. And my dad, when I was a senior in college, I went to pay my bill. I went to register for classes, and they said, "Listen, you can't register. No one's paid your bill." And my first thought is like, "Oh, Dad, I knew, of course, he hadn't done it." And they said, "You're kicked out of school. You got to leave." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And this nice woman in the registrar's office takes pity on me. She says, "Here, we're going to take your debt free. We're going to turn it into a 1% loan. At least you can graduate on time." All the quicksand that I'm standing in becomes solid ground. Okay, crisis averted. The year I graduate college, I'm move and I change my home address, and now I get my mail sent to me for the very first time. It's forwarded to me, and I quickly get in the mail $40,000 of credit card debt from credit cards that none of them that I've signed up for. All those credit cards that come to students that say, "Hey, sign up for a new credit card, establish your credit."
Yeah.
My dad signed up for all of them. That's how he was paying for me to get through college, is he was taking all these credit card bills and $40,000 of them to pay for it, which is such a terrible plan because a credit card is a 22% interest rate and you could add a 1% loan. So this thing is doubling so quickly and it's out of his control now. He can't get out of the debt. And they tell me the only way that I can get out of this debt is if I report my dad, testify against him. It was a fraud. That's the only way I can get out. And I'm like, I'm not ratting out my own father, man. There's no way.
Yeah.
So again, we make deals with all the credit cards. We take payments over time. Again, quicksand becomes solid ground. But here's the part I couldn't see about my own history, and that's what you were talking about with as how hard it is to see the complicated versus the easy.
Yeah.
Here's the part I missed in that story. And I told this part of the story when my dad died at his funeral. My dad, when he was a little kid, he used to get beat up by his own dad, who he was a boxer in the military, and used to hit him. And I know that my dad used to jump in front of his younger brother to take the hits for him so his younger brother didn't get hit. I know he jumped in front of his mother, my grandmother, and took the hits from her so she wouldn't get hit. And what I couldn't see is that's what my dad was doing for me. He was trying to take the financial hit from me so that I could be the first in my immediate family to get out and go to a 4-year college. But I couldn't see that part of the story because I was so focused on all the headache and mess that he made for me that I was like, Dad, you created all this headache, you created all this mess. Like, what a mess you made of everything. I was so mad and so pissed at what he did to me that I couldn't even see his good intentions. And again, not that they're good plans, they were dumb, but I couldn't even see the good intention behind it. And I tell you that to tell you this, and this is where it's all going to come together, hopefully. In the Viper, there's a word that I never heard of before. It's called pentimento. I never knew what the word meant. And it's a painting term for when in old paint, it becomes so old and brittle, it starts to become transparent. So you can see through it. And you can start seeing all the original lines on the canvas that the artist drew before he put the paint on, kind of the rough draft. With all the mistakes and all the regrets, you can see a tree that's facing this way. They changed their mind and it's now facing this way. If you go see an old Rembrandt in a museum, you see there's like pencil lines behind it. It's because the paint's become so old. And I realized we're all rough drafts, man. All of us are filled with, we have regrets. We have mistakes in our old versions of ourselves. We all have these old versions filled with mistakes and regrets. But you can't make a masterpiece without them. And I finally realized closure is overrated. Simple answers are overrated. What you really got to do is take a good hard look and just love and accept yourself for who you are. Accept your actual truth and accept who you are. Love not just your good parts, but your bad parts. Love those crazy family members. And not because they deserve it. That forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. And to me, that's what, if everything the Viper gave me, I can't believe we're talking about this here, but everything the Viper gave me, man, that's what the Viper gave me as a book, is some forgiveness from my dad, man. And that is a heck of a gift.
I love how concept these characters are. And I was talking with Tom before this. We're selling books right now, by the way. I know we are because I'm watching the chat room. This one, I'll go out and buy a copy just so where I'm not reading a free book. How do you create these complex characters, and how many of them do you have stored in your brain?
Yeah, that's the thing, is I'm not one of those people who's like, I'm going to create a character based on my father, my love. Like, right. I don't know how to, like, I just write what I'm feeling, right? Like, I don't even figure out what it is until I'm done. Like, I buried my mom, I buried my dad, right? And so when they died, I wrote a book about a character who lost their mom. When my dad died, I wrote about a character who lost their dad. I'm not that complex, right? My code is not that hard to crack. Sure. And I thought that's all I was probably doing here, is just trying to still figure it out, how to get over it. But when I got to the end of the Viper, I was like, something else is bothering me here. What is it? I'm like, I buried my dad, but I didn't forgive him for all that headache and heartache he caused me. Right? I just couldn't, and that's why closure was hitting me. So I didn't have that closure. It wasn't coming to me, but I didn't see it until the end. So I just write what I like, and it tends to be that what we like in art, like, let me say it this way. The books you love, the movies you love, the things you love the most, it's not because you love the plot or you like Luke Skywalker or Dumbledore or Atticus Finch. It's not that you like Superman, or the characters. The reason you love those things is because they tell you something about yourself, who you want to be, who you eventually want to, what you want to achieve in life. Yeah. Whether you want to be a better person, a stronger person, how it's that's what our heroes give us. Is they show us our potential. And to me, that's all my characters do for me, is they show you what's going on in me. And I know one thing, I'm not that alone. Like you, Dan, like you, like all of us, Tom, like we are all of us scared, and we're brave, and we're terrible, and we're amazing. Some of us all in the same day, some of us all in a few minutes, man, right?
True.
Like, and we're all kind, and we're all full of fight. And so we're all Zig and we're all Nola. And when I got to the end of the Viper, I'm like, oh, man, that's why that closure quote just was like a harpoon in my chest. It just, boom, it knocked me out.
I love that. Finding the beauty within things, or finding the true level of intent, finding the goodness that was there that you were blind to at the time. I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
I was just too, I was just too stubborn and young, and like, I was too pissed at my dad. I couldn't see any version but my version. And if it wasn't applying to my version, it had to be wrong.
My version or the highway?
Comic books, right?
Yeah.
I grew up on comic books. Comic books are great black and white thinking.
They are.
But it's not that helpful in life, man. And I love my comics. I'm doing more comics from Marvel. I'm doing more stuff now. But
nice.
like, Nothing like my novels to help me, welcome to my free therapy, I should say.
well, Brad, I would have said, well, why didn't you put the credit cards under your name? You put them under mine. Now I'm saddled with this debt.
Come on, man.
We put them under my name. I can't get it out unless I testify against you.
For listeners across, because we got them in all different places, people can still meet you and get this book? Are you still?
Yeah. They can still meet you. So just so I know you have a big listenership, so I have an event in Miami, not this weekend, but the weekend after.
Nice.
And you can go on my website, go to bradmelcher.com. I'm still going to Houston, St. Louis. I'm going to Cleveland. I'm going to, where am I going to after? Toledo. The tour is still going on.
Nice.
There's a Florida stop in there too. So, and you can look at the bookstores there. They can also, if you want, sign books. And Books in Miami at Coral Gables, if you call the store,
yes,
you can get signed copies. And of course, it's on Amazon. They got a great deal on it. It's in Barnes & Noble. If you know someone who needs a birthday present, The Viper is it, man. But it's been a book like that is just really, yes, it makes you turn the pages. It makes you go like, oh my gosh, if you like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, yeah, you're going to turn and Nola's crazy and wild. But I think for me, I love when I'm reading a book and I learn something, especially about myself.
Do you already see a Hollywood person? Do you when you're writing this? I mean, I probably shouldn't even ask this. Do you see people?
No, I don't see anyone. I just see those characters. It's like saying who's your mom? Cast her in a movie. Like you just see your mom. Like it's your mom.
Right.
I mean, people write to me like Zendaya should be Nola. This one should be that. I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't care. I can see them in my head. I talk to them every day. I've talked to them for a decade.
Yeah.
So, Brad, real quick, we got 10 more minutes, and you're super smart, so I want to have a conversation with you about this. So,
is this where you ask him like love advice or something?
No.
Oh my God.
No, politics aside.
Here's a math problem. I need the square root of.
Because I'm curious to how Brad's brain works, and I'm curious if this piques his interest and makes him like, okay, so we all know what happened in Venezuela, and so when we see that story, I don't know about you, but I didn't know we could do that. It sounds kind of stupid, but I didn't know we have the even technology and the ability to go into a country like Venezuela and take their leader and his wife. By the way, if I was him, I'd be like, why'd you take my wife? Why'd you take me with
Take my wife, please.
She's bitching to me the whole helicopter ride.
Can you put her in a second helicopter?
Just leave her. What do you need her? She's just my wife. Anyway,
to me,
I'm the monster.
The sleep mask is what got me. The sleep mask is what
sleep
got me.
mask is good.
So anyway, and then you hear about these, like, and this is, of course, internet rumors, like they had this technology with the sound wave and it was making people vomit blood and like some technology no one's even seen. And you hear all these like stories coming out of here.
Which dips its toe into conspiracy.
Dips its toe in conspiracy, and also it's stuff in a movie that you would see that you would think is like, oh no, that's like,
And Brad disproves this stuff or proves it correct all the time.
Listen, I can tell you, let's just break down all the things you said, because there's a lot of stuff in there that's really worth talking about. So one of them, that sound wave thing, there's some crazy sound stuff. If you go to the White House, and this is 10, 15 years ago they've had it, in the Situation Room, the windows in there actually vibrate. They move so that you can't do the sound wave bouncing off them, because usually you can do sound wave things off glass, and then you take the vibration of what hits the glass and you can listen to it even if you have no listening device in the room. So all over Washington, D.C., there are special rooms that are called SCIFs. They're like secret compartmentalized, I forget what the acronym is, that are special. It's kind of like a walk-in vault that you can go in, and a SCIF has certain requirements. And some SCIFs are like super, super high, like in the White House, of course, the Situation Room is one of them. And I just thought it was so cool that they have vibrating windows, so you can't just use a sound wave thing to listen to what's happening off the glass. That's crazy. Just badass to me. Just as a first, like just because you said it. The second part is for the sound waves that melt people's brains and make their nose bleed and their ears bleed, like some Bond villain, right? When I went with the USO, they took me to Cuba years ago, and I've been all over the world with them. But right as we were going to Cuba, there were all these American, I don't forget, it was diplomats or soldiers or people that were stationed there that suddenly had these kind of like nosebleeds, ear bleeds. You can look it up and Google it, and no one knew how they were happening. And, again, it just sounds like a supervillain kind of weapon. Yeah. But I was freaking going to Cuba. And I was like, wait, this is me now. I don't want to go. Like, right. And I remember going there and just being like, am I supposed to, nothing, they couldn't find, and they still to this day, I believe, they still don't know who was doing it or what was going on. But to the original thing you said, like the things we can do, you wouldn't believe what we can do. You know, when you speak to presidents, and I've spoken to them, the one thing they all say is on that day that you come into office, and again, it's not like they give you this magical book that tells you where the aliens are, and like that's all nonsense. It's not like Nicolas Cage in the Book of Secrets. Like,
damn.
But what they do give you, and this is the good part. This is not the damn for this, but you're going to like this part. But what they all say is, but they start showing you what we're doing all across the world. And when you see that, what the military is doing, what the CIA, what the FBI is doing, like even here and there, that's when you realize that the whole entire United States is far bigger than you think it is. And what we're doing is far more involved. And on that day, that's why presidents age in dog years, because you see everything that's actually really happening behind the scenes. Yeah. We don't go into Venezuela and just say, hey, it's Saturday, let's go. The reason we get into Venezuela is because for the past X amount of years, we've spent hiding CIA guys in there. Those are ongoing operations so that when you change your mind and want to do this thing, you're already set. You don't put a new guy inside like, hey, man, here's Tom. He's coming to work today. Everything's normal, guys. Don't worry about it. It's and they're going to let him go in. Tom has to be there for 7 years. And everybody loves Tom. And everybody's Tom's pal. And no one knows that Tom's really working for us. I mean, we did this great thing. I used this in a book where we had a bunch of computers, United States computers, that we shipped, I believe it was like to Israel or some ally of ours, and then they all got stolen. And we were like, oh my gosh, they stole our computers, and I can't believe it. And the bad guys got our computers. And then 6 months later, all those computers that the bad guys were using and stole for themselves all miraculously shut down and started sending all the information right back to the United States, thanks to Israel. And that was the plan all along, you dummies. We let you steal our computers so we can take all your stuff after you put all your data on it. Like, that's a really cool magic trick that we've done. I used it in I think The Escape Artist in one of my books.
It was like the beeper bombs. Remember when they did and they killed all those guys? Remember the beeper bomb?
Yeah. That's the thing, right? Those beeper bombs were crazy. Those were like crazy ideas. They were like, but those aren't, there's so much stuff that's going on that we don't know about. And again, it's not nefarious. It's not like the thing, like that's what it takes to run a government. And, it is, I think the thing for me that's a little more stressful to me now, and I'll just be honest about it, is like, the world seems like it feels a little bit on fire right now. And no politics here. Like, whatever your politics are, my friends who are Republicans, I go this week and I'll go on, everywhere from MSNBC to, I was on Fox News. I go to my friend Glenn Beck and I go to friends at NPR. Like, we don't all disagree. I think on the extreme right, the extreme left, yes, you have people who just want to fight and throw bombs and do that. But the average American on whatever your politics are, we all want the same thing, right? We want our family to be safe. We want to be loved, and we want to love someone. We want our kids to have whatever we have big dreams, and we all have hopes and dreams. And it feels like right now to me, the grand conspiracy right now is the one that is having us fighting, right? And there's a reason why certain politicians want you mad. There's a reason why cable news wants you mad. There's a reason why social media wants you mad. You want to know why? Because angry people vote. Angry people watch cable news. They're great for ratings. Yep. And man, angry people scroll on their phone. So if your social media just gave you things that made you happy and inspired you, you might go outside and actually have a nice day. But if you're pissed off, you know what you're going to do? Man, I got to see more of that. I'm mad. It's just good for the algorithm. And that's the story I think in 20 years from now, we're going to look back on and be like, these guys are just, it's good for business. We're good for business is us fighting. So instead of fighting with each other, man, take a moment and listen. Go follow. If you're just watching MSNBC or you're just watching Fox News, you're just watching CNN, that's your only form of entertainment, you are not an informed person. You are just being here in the echo chamber that's going to keep you pissed and keep you mad and keep you earning money for them, selling you ads. What you got to do is go look at something else that's opposite you. You're going to be so pissed and so mad at it. It's going to make you crazy. But you'll see that everyone just, in a strange way, there's going to be a couple good points that the other side makes. Because we all want the same thing. And I think, to me, the American dream is not about money or power. The American dream is about when you see someone being picked on, you use your voice and you say enough already. And I believe you can disagree politically and not attack each other personally. I believe you don't dance on someone's grave when they die, right? My mother always taught me you make the best of yourself not by ripping apart other people and kicking them when they're down. And I think the kinder and nicer, I know it sounds naive, but man, that's an idea worth fighting for, being a little kinder and nicer to each other.
Well, Brad, you said it awesome.
We love it when you talk to us, man.
Going back to being mad, I was going to make a joke. I love being mad, but if you go out into the world and outside of the internet and social media, like
pretty nice.
Yeah, you go to the grocery store, everyone's pretty polite to you and nice. No one's yelling at you. Like outside of the internet, and that's another whole other conspiracy theory or like the reality of how people communicate and how our human brains are meant to communicate, and how we're living in a different show. We're living in this world that is like we were never meant to live in, and our brains don't understand, and it is screwing us up. And I'm optimistic about it. I think we come out of it, and then when I'm a grandpa, I'm going to be telling my grandkids, like, this is a weird time when we were introduced to social media and communicating with each other, and there was like this hard times when we came out. The world realized what it was. Hopefully that's the case, but
I love what you're saying. I'm gonna leave you with this. You just teed up the perfect story to end. I didn't think about it. Okay, so here's the story. This is the perfect story to end on. Years ago, I'm in an airport bathroom, and not a glamorous place, right?
Yeah.
And I'm washing my hands, and there's a guy next to me who's like 5 seconds in front of me, and as he goes out, I'm kind of like a couple steps right behind him. And he looks over at the janitor who's cleaning everything up, and he looks over at me and goes, "Thanks for keeping it clean." And I'm like, man, what a cool thing to say. I've never stopped and spoken to the janitor in a public restroom. Like, I didn't even think to do that. And what I started, of course, saying that. Whenever I go into any restroom, whether it's in an airport or a fancy restaurant where there's a janitor, someone clean up, I always say, "Thanks for keeping it clean." But what I love about that is that I don't know who that guy was. He has no idea who I am. But that guy had such an impact on me. And for 20 years now, I've been going to every airport bathroom and every other bathroom and going, "Thanks for keeping it clean." And what I love the most about it is my son started saying it. And not because I asked him to. He heard me say it, and I caught him now saying that one time when I was walking and he was walking out. And I love, that's how the world works, right? Like, to me, all this stuff is like a boomerang, right? It's like the story I told you with my dad. Like, you take it and you throw it out there, and then it comes back to you years later. And sometimes it's in the love. Sometimes it's saying thank you to the janitor. Sometimes it's in just a book. You throw it out there, and boom, 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 it comes back, and you get to catch it again. And listen, I love you guys, man.
We love you too, man. Brad, you are the best. We appreciate your time. Get the book, The Viper. And then there are other opportunities where maybe you can even interact with Brad, see him, and say hi. Hey, thank you as always for doing this.
Always good to see you, brother.
Yeah, we'll talk to you again, Brad.
Yeah, take care.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Dan.
See you, man. I think we're making him late.
It's super
He's getting
impressive,
out of there
dude.
fast.
No,
I love that guy. Oh, that guy.
I can talk to that dude. I mean, that guy should do a podcast.
My God. You know what?
I'm listening to him, and I forgot I was on the show for a second. I'm like, oh, God, I'm on the show. I got to say something.
I did the thing where I sat. Did you see me? I sat back in my chair. I never sit back in my chair. Yeah, Brad's great. Get the book. Here it is. It is... And he's correct. I said this was the third. It may be the third, but as far as he's concerned, I think these characters are going to continue.
Yeah.
So you may want to get on the ground floor if you are looking for something fun to read. I know that this copy will be going to my wife. But number one New York Times bestselling author, Brad Meltzer. Always a pleasure having him on the show. Also, get his kids' books. They're some of Maisie's favorite kids' books. They're normally for like littles. They're like easy beginning reader type stuff.
Oh, yeah, my son's
but they're great. They're great little books. So there you go.
We will see you tomorrow. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. Come hang out with us. Just search for @TomandDanLive. Also, all social media @TomandDanLive. But we were just talking to our friends in the chat room about whether or not the Cowboys, the Dolphins, and the Atlanta Falcons. Who's the worst team? And we know we've narrowed it down to the Dolphins and the Falcons are really bad.
Yeah, but
Cowboys are better than both of those teams.
It's not about worst team now. It's about the overall.
Falcons win.
And not overall.
Out of those three, the overall worst team, no
That's
one
true.
can argue, is the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
But I feel like you guys have the most hope because of the players you have.
We're fun. Everybody I think our fan base,
quarterback, which I guess is the most important.
No, we have no quarterback. We have the best running back in the NFL.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Yeah,
I
Drake
think
London,
Bijan and Drake are great.
Kyle Pitts, he's something. Anyway,
yeah.
All right.
Why don't you introduce our guest? And do you want me to play? Because I have a sight unseen.
We did that just for the Snooze Fest guy. I mean, we're going to bully you every day, Snooze.
Yeah, we have a guy that jumps in our chat room and he doesn't like it when we talk sports.
Oh.
And then makes us angry. So
Now we're going to bully him by doing it a little bit, only for snoozing.
Yeah, every time we see him, we're giving him a little bit of sports. All right. It's Weird Job Wednesday. We have a guest for Weird Job.
Now, before we start,
Yeah.
I have to bring up something that just happened.
Yeah, I'm mad at you a little bit.
and then I won't even embarrass our guest by, asking her directly about it because...
Why not?
Okay, well, okay, so...
She looks like a
it has
strong...
nothing to do with her, by the way. It's us.
It looks like a strong woman, a great entrepreneur.
Also,
I think she can handle anything you can ask her.
As
a dad, I am lady power. I think she can handle anything you can ask her.
Well, our whole office is a mess right now because they're replacing the AC unit.
Yeah, because our landlord is going to sell the building. Seriously, that's what's going to happen. And
we'll talk about it later.
And we're going to have to move. Either that or we'll be broadcasting live on the streets next to two girls, one wiener. We'll be out there with her, with the two ladies. Live.
Well, that's where we make some money.
I'm wearing lingerie, selling hot dogs in Sanford.
Anyway, so it's now like we finished our first segment. Okay, there's a little T&D behind the scenes.
Okay.
We've settled into...
You're boring and scaring our guests. It's okay.
No, it's all going somewhere.
Yeah.
And we'll get to our guests in a second.
Yeah.
And we got a good Weird Job for you. But behind the scenes, we've kind of settled into pre- and post-lunch recordings. So we record a little bit pre-lunch, starting around 11. Sometimes we'll start at 10:30 if we got a lot to do.
Yeah.
But we usually go from 11 to lunch, and then we'll take a break at lunch, and we'll come back at 1, and then do some recording after lunch. So it's like pre- and post-lunch recording 2 times a day.
Pretty
it's usually
easy.
on Twitch.
Pretty organized, pretty dialed in.
Yeah. And then some shows are for broadcast later, and and today...
You're confusing our guests. What the hell is this guy talking about?
No, and today, and then right before break... I'm an organized guy. I'm very regular and organized. Yeah,
I'm a very regular and organized man.
I'll send out some emails trying to get some Weird Job, interviews, and then
I was uploading all of the videos that we have a video editor named Melissa. Shout out to Melissa. I call her the simple-minded whore.
Come on.
And Melissa, the simple-minded whore, did a bunch of great videos for us. I was organizing them and putting them on YouTube, and I'm scattering them out, right? I'm scheduling them, right? So I got to put them in order, and we're scheduled weeks out of releasing new YouTube videos.
So I had forgotten about our guest today, and until last minute. Now I told Daniel the pre-lunch guest was our last guest of the day.
Well, I asked you. I go, hey, we got anybody else coming in?
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
Yeah, no one else is coming in. Yeah. So then Daniel...
He gave me the all clear.
Because his bowels are so
I'm the oldest here.
inflamed.
I'm the oldest here.
Yeah, and Hannah knows where I'm going with this.
Hannah knows.
His bowels...
Well, she was in there. Is that what you're trying to talk about? She was in the belly of the beast. Some would say that she made it into Pinocchio's whale.
So Daniel...
Some would say she went inside the whale.
Takes a stressed out, anxiety businessman, old businessman.
Every day I take at 1 between the hours of 1 and 3.
I didn't know.
You
Good. No, I'm glad she didn't know.
Hannah, I've been in there after this guy.
I'm like a ninja.
My eyes are watering.
I'm like a ninja.
I'm like a bear. I put my shirt over my nose, and I'm like,
I'm a ninja.
I'm like, God damn.
I'm straight ninja. Went in there, right out.
It's like a Hell's Angels bathroom.
I'll go too far. This was a no wiper.
No, come on.
This is a clean fall.
No, that doesn't exist.
100%. It does exist. I'm on the fiber pills, brah.
So then Daniel immediately...
What you know about that fiber?
And then I tell him, I'm like, oh, I screwed up. Hannah's coming for a weird job today.
Well,
and you're
after
like, what?
I'm exiting the toilet, like after I'm coming out, he's like, oh, yeah, we have a guest coming in. We have a hot girl coming in.
And then...
Hey, you want to crap up our bathroom?
And then Hannah comes in.
I'm not Taco Bob. Why do you treat me like Taco Bob?
And then Hannah comes in, and then she's like, oh, can I use a restroom real quick?
Immediately she said, the first thing she said, like she'd been camelbacking the Sahara. And she came in, she's like, hey, can I use your bathroom? First thing out of her mouth.
Daniel's like, oh, dude, I just took the worst mega poop
a J-Rob. I took a J-Rob. Do you know J-Rob?
You're embarrassing me.
Do you know J-Rob?
No, I've never heard
He's
that.
the guru of protein.
Anyway.
He calls himself the guru of protein. He makes the protein that Tom and I put in our morning breakfast smoothies.
So, Hannah, I apologize.
No, it was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't notice.
I
had no idea.
Yeah, she's trying to save your embarrassment. I'm going to go see right now.
Okay, here's what I would say. Hold on. Before you even go, you don't even need to go.
I've already been in there. It's fine.
Okay, Tom's going. I don't even have my lobby cam. It was very awkward. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's like going. You know what I liken it to? When you step in there and you smell, it's like walking into a midday state park restroom. Midday. You've been to state parks.
And there's homeless men in there.
It's hot in there. You have to bang on the walls to get them out of there. Okay, thanks for that.
Let's get to our
I deserve that. As many times as I embarrass you for only having sex with one woman. He's only had sex with one woman.
Come on.
Sweet.
Yeah, it helped you in this case. It helped you in this case.
I like that. I'm going to start using that to cheat on my wife.
All right, we are going to
solves
do the
two
segment.
problems.
We are going to do the segment called Weird Job. Tracy's in our chat room saying the segment should be called This Poor Girl. She's fine. She can handle. She's a tough businesswoman. Okay,
all right.
We're doing a sight unseen Weird Job Wednesday theme song. We usually, I did one a long time ago. Tom gets bored with it. He wants new all the time. No, I need new. Right? So you were yelling at me.
Go get that guy. Bring him to me.
Yeah. So he's like, give me.
I love screaming that.
He says, give me the 1950s surf rock version of our song.
All right.
We have yet to try a 1950s surf rock version of our theme song for Weird Job Wednesday, so let's give it a try. Like a middle school band.
Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday.
That's not bad.
Dad really likes it. Tom says that's bull. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday.
We're going to have to change this to be called Two Old Men Still Amused by AI. Two old men sit quietly, listen to AI songs off of Spotify.
All right. On the couch with us is Hannah. How you doing, Hannah?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you sitting through all of that.
Yeah,
to get to this.
it was long because she was like, what the hell did I walk into?
Oh, my God. What did the old man
I'm going to yell at Troy when I get there.
Troy!
Troy and I are going to have it.
It was like, why'd you suggest going on the show? So, Hannah, tell us about your weird job. What do you do?
So I am the manager of it's called Soldier City Spirits.
Okay.
We are a self-distribution company.
All right.
And we are a liquor company. So we have one right now. It is called Truett's Old Fashioned. It is a ready-to-drink cocktail. Everything is, I can't tell you it's organic because I can't tell you it's organic. But all the products and the ingredients are very high quality. We're from St. Cloud.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so everything is local. We have our blending house in Winter Park at /.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Those guys are great.
They are
They've been
great.
doing a lot of good stuff.
Just say organic. No one will know.
I'm not. I can't say it. I can't say it
but
I can say
you can
it.
assume it.
You can assume it if you wanted
that's
to.
Fair.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
fair.
You can say anything. It's just the repercussions may or may not happen.
Right, I can't. I can't put it on my bottle. Like that's how like all of the other there's tequila companies that have had come under fire recently for saying things are in their.
Oh, what happened?
I've never understood why people
tell
say
us the
it.
tea.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just let them
don't-
assume everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you just can't say it's 100% agave if it's not 100% agave.
Right.
They get in trouble for things like
Yeah,
that.
they've done it with olive oil too. It's the age-old, bigger company doing something and lying to you, and it's not what it's not.
Correct.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. We're trying to get to a level where we can lie to our consumers. We're just too small to do that. We're far too
Say
small.
whatever. I lie all the time.
Yeah. When you're small, though, they can see what you're doing, I feel like, right?
Whoa.
So this is a blended old-fashioned,
Yeah.
ready to drink in the bottle. Tom's
Yeah.
let me put the camera on Tom.
So now, explain to the audience
Beautiful packaging.
When you say ready to drink, how is that different than any other liquor in a bottle? Is it like because it's
Well,
already
this is a mixed drink ready to go.
Okay.
I'm
yeah,
assuming.
right. So I think the difference between ours and obviously there's other old fashions that are pre-made for you. This one is a 5-year high rye bourbon, and you're not going to find that anywhere else.
Okay.
Typically, they're like a year-old whiskey. The ingredients are more synthetic, if you will.
All right.
So we get our vanilla beans from Madagascar. They literally take it and shave it into the vat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's why there's little black specks on the bottom of every bottle.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
No, that's dirt. That's our special dirt process.
It's just a char
Well,
process.
I'd say vanilla beans too. They're like, what's that?
We tell them the dirt's vanilla bean. I'm gonna start telling my daughter that actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that stuff's expensive. You ever bought vanilla like when you're going to bake? Well,
Oh,
of
that
course
stuff
not.
in the toilet when you got here, vanilla beans.
I knew I should have brought my man bombs over here. My wife bought me man bombs for Christmas. Do you know what that is?
What is that?
It's like it's a little fizzy pellet that you put in the toilet before you go. It's called a man bomb.
So it doesn't smell?
Yeah, and it like effervescence, like all kinds of like cleaning.
Oh, I didn't. Why did you use it?
I didn't think you didn't. I didn't think I
promise,
did.
it didn't smell.
Well, bring them here. What
I
you got?
will.
You're
I'll
wasting
bring
them at
'em here.
home. Your whole family knows you got stinky doo-doos. Hannah comes here, and it's embarrassing me because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know why it embarrasses me more, and this may be sexist, but Hannah's
it's a
very
woman?
good looking.
I'm a female?
No, but you're good looking
Yeah,
female.
if you were
It's
an Uggo, we wouldn't care if we crapped up that place. That's what he's saying. If you walked in
throw
there,
mama from the train.
If you walked in there looking like Vika from Stranger Things or whatever that monster looking guy, whatever. I don't follow any of that garbage because I
was watching it last night.
That show is so crap.
What?
It is such crap.
And by the way, I knew
the young black kid on the bike. Did you see what happened to him? He's like,
No,
no, not in this. I'm not going to sue any spoilers. I don't watch it. I can't spoil it. I'm saying in real life, he's like, that show sucks so bad that now I believe in God and I have to go to church all the time. Did you see what he came out? He's like, this show changed me. I can't be online anymore. I can't do Instagram. I got to go God, only God. And they ruined the young black kid.
Don't be a P word. You made your money. Who cares how good it
He
is?
sold his mongoose bike and everything.
You're an actor. You do a job. The final product, that's other people's business.
So we jump all around on this particular show.
Yeah.
So let's get back to you. How did you, when did you guys decide, or when did you rather decide, hey, I want to make a pre-mixed distilled spirit and start selling it locally? Because that's kind of an ambitious thing to do, right?
Yeah, so I actually don't own the company.
Yeah.
I run it.
Okay, I got you.
I can't wait to tell my boss that when I get back. So he is a retired sheriff, and when he gets bored, he starts making things, and he gets bored a lot. So he started.
Old white guy owns a company. I did the math.
You get bored easily.
I'm joking.
Yeah, when the world's your oyster, you get bored so easily.
So he's a woodworker.
Nice.
So when he started creating these cocktail smokers, and when we would go to events, obviously you have to have something to take to it to smoke, right?
Yeah.
So his son is the executive chef at the Wave Hotel over in Lake Nona.
I know exactly what that is.
Yeah, it's great, right?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. So he went to him and asked him to make an old fashioned, an award-winning old fashioned, like something that we can take to places. And so we did. And we were at one in Tampa a couple years ago. and this guy asked us for a recipe, and he had a lot of money, like a lot of
like
money.
enough money to buy a recipe
Like
type
it would,
of money.
Right.
Another
Yeah.
old white guy?
Yes.
2 for 2. 2 for 2.
Hey, I've been looking at you. You're old, white, and bored, right? Yes, I'm old, white, and bored too. You got money? I got money.
Hannah,
Let's talk.
What's in an old fashioned?
So typically, I mean, you can make them different ways,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All the time.
How do you not know that?
I'm not an old white man yet. I'm almost old.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Thank you, Hannah. Oh my God.
Hold on, I'm next to
Finally
this guy.
the truth.
No, this guy's
This
the
is
old white guy.
intentional.
I'm his
This is
young
intentional.
businessman
No,
partner.
This is intentional,
No,
and they know.
No, it's
Like,
old
people
man,
look at-
young man.
no,
That's
when
what
they-
it is now.
No, when
just
people
like-
look at this now, they're
No.
like, oh, he's intentionally making himself look like a garden gnome.
Hold on. Well, how old do you think I am, Hannah?
Oh, I don't want to play this game.
No,
Yeah, you
yes,
do.
you know.
You
You
do.
are.
Okay,
Yes,
so we're
you
gonna
do.
play it about me.
Yeah. No.
Then you guys have to guess my age.
Well, I'm guessing younger. You know the tricks. Every old white
Yeah,
man
I mean,
knows
you
the tricks.
went into my doo-doo bathroom. I'm saying you're 26 years old no matter what.
Just guess. It's just, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to be insulted. I'm never insulted by anything, ever.
No,
I can't
except
get
for this.
insulted.
what if this is the one thing?
The one thing
Yeah,
that
He
sets
really
him over
isn't.
the edge.
He really is. He is an impenetrable fortress of not being able to or being able to handle most truths.
I mean, do you want me to stand up or show the turnaround or something?
Show the turnaround.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What year did you graduate?
No, well, that gives
No.
it away.
No. Just base it on his gray sideburns and how he looks.
What? All right. So, what do you think, Hannah?
I would go like 44.
It's pretty good. Women that name
Well,
it.
that's exactly right. Almost. I'll be 44 in a month.
I was gonna say 43.
You're literally like, she nailed it, dude.
It's kind of insulting, by the way. 43 or something.
He's been working out to try and look younger.
No one guesses older with me.
Women
it's always
do. No,
younger.
women are honest.
no.
Most women are more honest than we are.
All right.
And she has no motives to come in here other than to pitch her product, you know?
yeah.
And she's not intimidated by your beauty or anything, you know? Like, that is different. It is different for guys. It is. Like, guys, we'll do it. Like, no
You'd
matter
be terrified
what.
to tell me how old you thought I was.
Oh, there's no way I ever would. I just wouldn't do it. I just refuse to do it.
If you go too young for a woman, though, it's insulting.
then you're hitting on them. Then it might go a little. Then it might be inappropriate. If you're like, hey.
Well, if I guess 22, you're like, that's insulting.
Yeah, it's like real close to my kid's age. So.
Oh, you got kids? Great.
I have a
Thanks so
lot.
much. You can get your drink and get the hell out.
All right, so back to what's in old fashioned.
So you can do it different ways. You can do it with maple syrup. You can do it with simple syrup, I guess. I don't know. Some people just put bitters in them. Ours is, like I said, the 5-year high rye bourbon. It's not organic. We're not saying
You can't say that.
We're
Right.
not.
We're
we're
gonna
not
lose.
Well,
saying
isn't
that.
everything organic? If you think about it,
I mean-
right?
Yeah.
It's all from chemicals from the earth.
No.
You know,
I like what you're doing.
kind of.
I like what you're doing.
It's all. I mean, glass is organic. Everything in there. I mean, it's organic materials mixed together.
I like that you're
Well,
arguing.
that's what
you know.
Well, that's what
You're
I'd be telling the
standing
jury.
strong on this.
Yeah. So what else is in there?
It kind of depends. Like I said, like it's whatever you want. If you want to do the cherries, if you want to do oranges, whatever.
Is it a more
so I think
simple presentation of the proper way that most people think you should consume whiskey?
Yeah, right.
Right.
I think it's just right. So if you go to a restaurant or a bar or wherever and you ask for an old fashioned, like this bartender makes it a way that you like it, this bartender doesn't. So I think the great thing about a ready to drink old fashioned is it's consistent. It tastes the same every single time you pour it out. If you want to add garnishes to it, you can, but if not, screw it, don't. Like,
I've always wanted to be a whiskey guy, not a beer guy. I always thought that was the upgrade.
It's sophisticated.
Well, yeah,
like
cooler and cooler too. You know, like it's just like more cowboy.
Hannah,
more
let me ask
Are
you
you
a
a
question.
cowboy?
No, but I mean, I like cowboys.
So I never thought about this before, but I get it a lot with especially other men. Is that I'm at the bar or whatever, and then
Then they start tapping their foot, and you slide them a little note. You're like, "I'll meet you in the bathroom."
and then I order a seltzer because I like seltzers, right?
Gay.
And then,
You know what?
like a
like a White Claw.
Okay.
Like a
We're
White Claw.
sponsored by White Claw. We can say that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's and I drank them before that, and then I like drinking seltzers, even if it
Who
weren't
are you trying to
sponsored.
convince?
They're light and refreshing.
Tapping my feet. So, but anyway, and then my friends, Cabin Boy, for the most part, he makes fun of me the most, and then Jimmy and Cabin Boy. Every time I bring
Cabin,
I go and play poker, and Jimmy's like, "Oh, you're about your F word for gay seltzer."
Cabin and
he
Jimmy,
says
they're
the
two
word.
very good friends of ours.
What do they drink,
They both were beer guys. They never varied. They never got caught up in the seltzers like you and I did. We tangled with the seltzers hard.
So anyway,
we worked for White Claw.
But I feel like I need to order an old fashioned because say you're at the bar and then you hear me order a seltzer, you think because
do you think less of it?
You're like, this 44-year-old man is still drinking.
What's that guy?
What is he? A co-ed? Like a spring break co-ed?
Who's this guy think he is? Riff Raff?
I need to start ordering old fashions, right, or something. Something a man would drink.
I mean, I wouldn't judge you.
Because she's a nice person.
If you were a nice person, you'd guess 35 for me.
So I knew it hurt him. I knew it. I'd come back to that.
Not gonna let it go.
I knew it's like, you just had to wait. You just wait in the bushes until the deer shows itself.
Because there's no way you
I'm
get to ride
never
on.
being asked to come back.
Yeah, no, you will. You'll get asked to come back.
yeah,
And this time I won't poop up the bathroom. I promise. I'll be like, hey, is she coming by?
There is something adult about ordering an old fashioned.
I feel like it's
Where can people get this particular beverage if they want to support local? And I will say, like, the bottle is just absolutely gorgeous. So it doesn't look like this something you're selling out of your car. Or like it's a premium product.
Yeah.
You're in Total Wine, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We're at
Very
Total
cool.
Wine right here off Colonial.
Is it hard to get into a Total Wine? We've talked to other distributors and stuff like that. Like, takes a while, right?
Absolutely. And because we were self-distribution, so there's only a couple of us working in sales and all of that. So that was a big, huge accomplishment. We are in the Good Pours around here.
Oh, nice.
We're in the College Park, the Longwood, and Winter Park. We are in quite a few different restaurants and bars throughout all of Central Florida, down to Miami,
Very cool.
St. Augustine area. If you go on our website, it shows you every bar, liquor store, everything that we're in, and then we update it constantly.
Cool.
So we just actually started producing in November of 2024. So we just hit our year mark.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah. So to get
That's
into
cool.
the Total Wines and everything, it was big.
How hard is, hard, I was thinking of something else. What is the...
I know what you're thinking.
I knew you were going to say that. As I was saying that, I was like, you shouldn't be saying what you're saying. And if you're playing along at home and I was thinking of a penis, I was. No, I was thinking of, what's the best way to serve this? Do you chill it? Do you pour it over ice? Just pour it over ice.
Yeah, so everything is done for you. Again, and that's kind of the nice thing about it. It just requires an ice cube. If you want to do an orange slice or an orange peel or dirty cherries or whatever it may be, that's great, but I don't think that it requires it.
Gotcha.
It's very smooth. It's very easy, especially for it being a 75 proof. It's nice.
A couple people in the chat room. Our buddy Keyed Up BDM is looking for it. It's Truett's.
Yes.
The full name is
Truett's Old Fashioned.
There you go. Truett's Old Fashioned, and you could get it at Total Wine, and you could be supporting St. Cloud, which you have some St. Cloud roots there, buddy.
Oh, yeah, my pop-up lives in
Absolutely
St. Cloud. But back, in his house was on a dirt road.
Yeah.
Old St. Cloud.
Me too.
The coffee cup, I used to go by there all the time.
Still there. Still kicking.
Tom still goes to meetings in the parking lot. It's weird, right? Don't you go to meetings?
That changed their way. That's a St. Cloud urban legend, by the way. And how dare
I just
you.
like perpetuating it. Don't you guys all put your cars in a circle with your headlights shining? Got a cross in the middle.
I like St. Cloud. It's a totally different. Oh, my pop-up was so mad when they started building all those developments.
Did you know what St. Cloud? I could be wrong on this, and I want to quote my buddy.
He used to scream, "Puerto Rico's coming."
No. Did you know what happened over the holidays? I think it was New Year's. I think it was St. Cloud.
What?
I think they had a downtown street jam, and the headlining band was
Less Than Jake.
Less Than Jake. St. Cloud is awesome, dude. Like Larry Fulford, friend of the show and local comedian, who's hilariously funny. If you go, you can go and support Ross and Larry Fulford when they do their game show. But what do you want from us is the name of the show. But he was down there, and he's like, I am so proud of my city. He's like, never in a million years would I have ever thought that I would stand downtown and Less Than Jake would be playing and the confetti flying, and it's like, he's like, I'm very proud of St. Cloud.
Oh, my papa would have been so mad.
Ska! Punk rock! Ska!
Yeah, it was the worst of the punk rock. Hannah, thanks so much for coming by. We appreciate it.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
And what's the website one more time?
It's www.soldiercityspirits.com.
There you go. We put it in the chat room as well.
You just age yourself with the www.
Because you said them all.
Oh my God.
You said them all.
Now I have a clue.
Now you have an idea where I'm at.
Yeah, we're
Definitely
closer.
millennial.
We're one step closer for sure.
All right, we will be right back. Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. Come hang out in the chat room with multiple people. Tons of different chat people in there, and it's super fun time at Tom and Dan Live.
So we got some guests on the couch. One being Miguel Colon. How you doing, Miguel? And so, of course, Miguel is with Sausage Castle Inc. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what?
What's your official title?
What your official title?
I mean, obviously, Real Laughs on Real Radio, comedian,
touring comedian.
Yeah, and then I kind of reference I'm like Busey's right hand man, but
assistant,
that's I feel like assistant's that's
number one.
I'm the chief
That's an
operations officer for Who You Know Productions, and that's our productions company.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
CEO, of Who You Know-
COO.
and
That's awesome, man. Congratulations on having an awesome title.
So I like to text Miguel every once in a while just to see, because Miguel leads a funner life than
He
I
lives
do.
in the okay. We were saying the same thing. I was like, he lives in the wildland.
Yeah.
We do not. We no longer reside in the wildland.
We become two boring dads with kids,
He
and
said
we
it.
assimilate into freaking society. Where it's just like get a 9 to 5 and have the kids and get the mortgage and then die.
Yeah, you're right.
But
You're
Miguel lives this fantasy life.
He's around like thongs and asses and boobs.
And then the
wildlife.
Yeah. And then there's all these casts of characters amongst Miguel's world.
Yes. Yeah.
And then one of the characters is with us today.
Some would say top tier characters. Some would say top 5. Some would say top 3.
And
If you get this skin on your game, it's a big deal. You know, like you're like, I got this upgrade. You know.
You know what's funny is somebody put it to me that way, and that's when I knew that people knew who our guest is. They were like, "Oh, you got him?"
Yeah.
They put it to you like, "Oh, you snagged him?" I'm like, what? Is it real? Okay.
now, so
You were lobster napping me.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
That's a clue.
So on the couch with us, and I was gonna, because I was gonna like, well, should I say your real legal name or should I say what you're known by?
That's a great question.
And then because I come from a radio background, I don't know, the old drunkie.
Drunk as a
I
bear.
feel like I
Yeah.
could say your character name
you
because
can.
I too
Had a
was once a
character name.
character name, and then I didn't get insulted by it. But
Print
people,
the legend, bro. Print the legend.
It's
You
a
know.
title more than a character, but yes, go right ahead.
Lobster Boy's here.
The real lobster boy.
So I'm
How's it going?
But I'm gonna call
man.
you Grady throughout the.
Yeah, is that okay if we call you Grady?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So
That's my name. It's
Or do
okay.
most people call you Lobster or Lobster Boy?
Either 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It really
Gotcha.
doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
I always introduce myself as Grady, and if you can't remember that, Lobster Boy works too.
There you go. All right.
So let's start off with saying or talking about how you came to live in the Sausage Castle, because you were living in the Sausage
I
Castle.
did not
right
know
now.
that. Breaking news.
Yeah.
I deliberately, I know certain things about the legends, and, because if you live in Florida, I kind of feel like you owe it to yourself to know some of that,
Yeah.
what's happening in I love Florida, so, I think it's very, very cool. But I had no idea that you were now residing at the Sausage Castle, which makes the Sausage Castle even better, I would say. So, great question. How'd you end up there?
Well, I just got there in July, actually. But before that, I had met Miguel and Mike and all of them because I was working with a haunt group called Tales of Terror. And I'd been with them from the beginning when they were just doing little home stuff.
Okay.
And they just got bigger and better as they came along.
Gotcha.
And they ended up on the property. And that was right around the same time as Drunk People in Costumes, which is one of their biggest parties of the year.
Is that still the biggest thing you guys?
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah. And while I was there, I ended up hanging out with Mike and Miguel and everybody during that month that I was down here, because I was up in Tennessee at that point.
Gotcha.
And he was like, look, man, if you ever need a place and need to or want to come down, let me know. I will find a place for you. I don't know if it'll be in the house or one of the yurts or somewhere in between. Just let me know. And I ended up going back up north. Then he called me to come down and do the OT video. I asked him if he was legit about that because I might be having to move soon.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, come on down.
OT video, for people that don't know what that is.
That Mexican OT Lil Wayne.
I know
video
who
that
it
we
is,
shot,
but I want you to, like, because that wasn't for you, but.
No, it's for me. When you said OT, I was like, yes, yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Overtime,
True. I feel like it is important to stop the show and explain a few things.
I'm like some sort of lobster porno.
I would watch that, though. I would watch that.
Watch that.
Yeah, I would watch the hell.
Stay tuned.
I would watch the hell out of that.
I'll watch it right now.
Something like that did happen too once.
And look, I'm not gay,
And
but
might
if you
again,
had
we
an
will
Only
see.
Lobsters, I'm on it. Yeah. Just because I got to see the show. I'm down for spectacles.
Yeah,
So,
for
OT
safety, they put rubber bands on his claws. That's the concept.
So explain OT.
That Mexican OT is a rapper, and him and Lil Wayne did a video for "Baby Mad at You," and we were part of the direction and production team, and we facilitated the music video at the Sausage Castle. And,
So that video shot there.
Yeah, and we just the video almost reminds me of like a wrestling promo because it's just full of wild stuff happening. There's the only direction to the video is every time OT moves throughout the house, just more wild stuff is happening.
It gets progressively crazier.
Yeah, I mean we had
really
a jet boat in the pool, helicopters, flamethrowers, monkeys,
Lots of flamethrowers.
lobster boys. Yeah.
Flamethrower. In fact, if I had any critique, you brought up the flamethrowers a touch too soon because they're so fun. Lots of flamethrowers in this video.
We had a tank.
We had a tank come through from Tank America came through and brought us a tank, and then we were pitching them. We were like, you guys need the Lobster Boy in your video. And OT had met Lobster Boy that Halloween when he came because, like I said, we had the scare trail from Tales of Terror on our property, and that's how we met Lobster Boy. He was working the scare trail, so OT had met him. He's like, hell yeah, you gotta bring that vato, and I was like, yeah, of course, man.
And I think this is fresh off of OT dropping the F word for gays on national television.
Yeah, so he was like,
this guy's hot.
He
brings
When did he do
the
that?
heat.
Yeah,
He brings the heat.
When did he do
bigger
it?
dude with no shirt, covered in tats, covered in jewelry, cowboy hat on, rapping, Mexican pointy boots on. He's on. You would like him.
Yeah.
In fact, I want to be there one day when you guys are. If he ever films again, I'm like, that's my
He'll come
vibe.
here, man.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Honestly, he'll come here.
That
He's a hang. Like
Tom,
when OT comes through,
you would love him.
He's a hang, man. Yeah.
OT's awesome.
Yeah, and so we were like, yeah, we want to throw some budget in there. We want to book the Lobster, and then he was like, book the Lobster.
That sounds like him. That's what he would say.
By the way, this is why I text Miguel. These are the stories I want to hear. I'm like, yes.
And then we find out Grady, he's telling us the truth. He's like, you're crashing on the couch at that time, right, man?
Yeah.
So he's crashing on the couch. He's paying rent to crash on a couch, and they're taking all his dough. So Mike's like, if you want to come stay with us, like he said, we'll find a spot for you. He don't take much room. So we're like, we'll find a spot. So we moved him we have like a separate little apartment area next to some of our carnival rides. We knew that wouldn't bother him.
And now it's known as the aquarium.
It's the lobster lair. It's the lobster lair.
We're very close.
You gotta have
Very,
your
very
own.
close.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So, but he came
Ladies
down.
love lobster. LLL Cool J.
I felt super bad though because during the music video we had him in like the pond in front of the house.
Oh man!
And he kept scraping up his
my
knees.
leg and my knee.
But it got
crazy infected because he was in a pond. And so he's
Not a
texting
pond
me,
lobster.
bro. He's texted me like after he flew back home, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm hoping my legs get better because my knees are all like messed up." And I'm like, "Hey man, you want to be in Hollywood or what, bro?"
You gotta pay the news.
Miguel.
You gotta pay the news, Grady.
I get it. That's why I did it.
Yeah, I'm like, honestly, bro, what's the worst that's gonna happen to you?
I didn't complain
God already
until
dealt
after
them
it
cards.
was done.
Oh no, I lost my knees.
I know art is pain.
Alone too.
Yeah, I'm like,
So great. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. First, obviously,
when you crawled out the water.
Yeah,
Well, you come
how
from
far back?
Is this correct in saying you come from a legendary is it would you say carnival family?
Yeah, carnival or
sideshow family?
Sideshow or freak show or.
See, I think the freak
carnival.
thing is unfortunately, I don't.
The name is an old school name.
A little weird, and I prefer because
be like OT. Don't be scared to say the F word.
You know,
yeah. You know what? I don't think we're going to insult Grady.
Tough man. But strongest handshake I've ever had, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
Holy smokes, you got some power in those things.
So did you come? Your father was the original Lobster Boy.
Yes.
So let's talk about that because anybody who knows the story. It's a crazy story. So can you tell us that because you know the real story. All we see is what we read in articles and things.
You probably get tired of the mini documentaries on TikTok about your family, right?
Man.
You're like, oh god.
So what's the real of it?
Okay. All right. From the way back. Yeah, my dad was the original Lobster Boy from out in the carnivals doing the sideshow thing. First of all, a lot of people are confused and think that he worked for sideshows. No, he owned his own sideshows, first of all.
Okay.
He was independent. So
he was
the
Jackie
out there.
Robinson of sideshow freaks. He crossed the barrier.
I'm glad you used Jackie Robinson.
Miguel's here to do maximum damage. And I like that.
I'm trying to get real laughs to get your airtime.
I like that. I enjoy that.
But yeah, and he traveled all over this country and some of Mexico and the Bahamas.
Okay.
Throughout his time before he passed, as we all know.
The Bahamians must have been real freaked out.
I have no idea.
Wagwan lobster.
I wish I was old enough to have been there. I don't know how that went. I wish I could have seen the people's reactions to it.
Yeah.
Because, that's why I do this and why I'm still a performer today.
And what year are we talking about when he was doing that?
When he was doing that, I want to say in the 40s.
Okay.
And then, of course, I wasn't even born until the 70s. But by that time, he had already been, like I said, he was owning his own stuff. It wasn't just his show. We had some illusion shows, and we had, some 10-in-1s and all kinds of different stuff that you would see out on the carnival.
Imagine the 1940s. You're like, hey there, sweetie, I just got fighting the Japanese in the Pacific. Want to go see a lobster? More than anything.
I know what'll pull your knickers down.
Yeah.
Check out this lobster man.
Yeah, here's a nickel. We'll go to the mall.
I'll look amazing compared to him.
Yeah.
And if you ran a carnival sideshow in the 40s, you could do anything. No rules.
No rules.
I feel like until 1986 you could do whatever.
Yeah, you could do and say anything.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Are carnivals, what is the state, since we're talking about it, what are the state of carnivals right now? Are they back?
Honestly,
Alabama.
that's part of the whole thing of why I'm working with that company, Purple Pirate Circus Sideshow, is because of the fact that he's trying to bring a legit, real sideshow or freak show. He tries not to use that word either because of a lot of people with the PC stuff, which I don't really mind the whole freak thing. I just think we're all freaks. I just happen to show mine on the outside. That's all.
Wow. That's well said.
Thank you.
Also, I think you've been in it more, so maybe you've been able to let it settle more. I mean, maybe that'll. I think with the human aspect of it and the fact that AI is getting sort of people are either getting poisoned by it or hate it.
Yeah.
Maybe there may not be a better time for me if there was a time to shoot the shot of bringing it back. I mean, I would imagine that human acts and carnival acts and live performances will have their. They may not get more people, but they'll be more valuable.
Yeah, and then also there's so many different segments, and it's all diluted everywhere. There's one media. They're like, oh, we can't promote an F word show.
Yeah,
let's stick with Circus Sideshow. Circus Sideshow.
Well, guess who can? The internet, Busey, the Sasha Castle, anybody else? There's so many other
people that
ways.
don't want to play that game.
Yeah, there's so many other media.
Kill Tony.
Oh my God, that is a freak show.
So so back to your dad.
Yeah.
So he owns this sideshow. He's doing.
What was it called? Was it
which one?
His sideshows.
It was the Lobster Boy show. It was,
so it's Lobster Boy show.
Yeah,
I love that.
And who was there? Other people involved, quote unquote freaks involved in that?
Not in that show specifically because that was a single-o. That was him by himself.
Okay, all right.
But when we did have 10-in-1s, which was basically that was your fire eaters, your sword swallowers, your pin cushions, your blockheads, all of those performances.
All of those sounds like racial slurs.
They're not.
I don't have any fire eaters and sword swallowers. I'm like, he's a sword swallower. He's got a roommate his whole life.
This guy's a blockhead.
I know what that is.
But and then you'd also sprinkle in some of your oddities, like your Monkey Girl, Lobster Boys, Alligator
We're going hard on
Skin
those racial
Man.
slurs again.
Bearded
Rachel
woman.
Slurs. Bearded ladies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, so what?
I think I know where this is going.
What was your? I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. But what is like? Because the story of your dad and what happened to him.
Yeah, I was getting to that.
Is like legendary. It's all over. And then so what ended up happening to your dad?
Again, my dad was doing this for a long time, out there doing the sideshow thing. He was also a notorious drunk and abusive bastard. Sorry about the language, but that's how I describe my father. It's how I've done it for years.
That's your dad.
Because that's facts.
Yeah.
A lot of people from my generation and older are very much don't talk ill about the dead. I don't think it's speaking ill if it's facts. That's just speaking facts.
Yeah.
And my dad ended up getting murdered, is what happened.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a huge story about that. If we can get into that if you'd like to, but I've done it so many times.
If you're asking not to, Tom will push through that.
I understand that this is emotional. You're asking not to talk about it.
We're going to ask that you cry less when you're...
I'm not going to cry. It's
But I have to talk about
all
it.
right, what do you want to know? Because there's a long story that I don't know if you've got the time for, or the space for.
Well, I mean, who did he get murdered by?
That was a man by the name of Chris Wyatt. It was a neighborhood guy. Supposed to have been paid for by my stepmom.
And the neighborhood, by the way, this is when you were living in Gibbstown, was it?
In Gibsington.
In Gibsington, if you guys are familiar with Gibsington.
Yeah, it used to be my father's territory, and so my dad used to go there, and there were certain people that he would deal with when he was traveling, and one of them was, I don't know if you know this person, but there was a guy that my dad knew that he would stop and they'd have lunch, and this guy was the guy that was in charge of all the stuffed animals. So he was like the guy that would import before there was a Temu, before there was a, any of that, Amazon. Yeah. This guy was like, he had a guy in China that would get him the stuffed animals that looked great, but this is in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
And my dad knew one of the OG Florida stuffed animal kings.
Nice.
That would get the tiny prizes for the people in Gibsington that ran the carnivals.
Yeah.
And he was living there. My dad knew him.
And
All
Gibsington, for any of the listeners who don't know, is it safe to say it's a carnival town? Like it's a town.
It used to be. I think
It used to be a full-blown carnival town. Yeah.
Yeah, it's free. It's free town.
If this was a
USA.
video game and you showed up, then this is where you get rare weapons. You know?
Yeah,
But I do
exactly.
think that's so funny. But I do think that a lot of tropes of like the word freaks have been modeled upon Gibsington. And that's why I think it's important Florida history, because these people that would tour, was there a reason they were choosing that area? Was it a good stopping point to kind of rest everybody to get back on the circuit? Like, why?
Well, the way that the circuit runs, and that's why most of us are down here in Florida, is because of the fact that you're going out during the summer. Because you're wanting to be able to hit what would be colder states, but not be too cold so that you can't drive through it and or drive from it.
Gotcha.
So you'd go up there during the summer. We'd leave here around February, and then we'd get back right before Halloween. So we'd be gone for those 8 months, just traveling up and then over a little bit and then back down.
You'd like loop down.
Grady, even going back a little further, because I didn't even ask you this. So the reason why your dad was Lobster Boy and you were Lobster Boy is because your hands are unique.
Yes.
And so what is explain to me your hands and how that you're born this way, but is it caused by a genetic mutation of something? Like, explain to us the origin of that.
Okay. Yes, it is genetic. It's passed on from my father, and or if I have a child, but she's not lobstered, as I call it.
Gotcha.
Because when you have it, there's a 50-50 chance that your child will have it.
Okay.
If they do not have it, none of their children will ever have it. So it's more of a dominant situation.
Okay.
So, but it is a condition called ectrodactylia, which ultimately means while in the womb, some of the bones fuse together.
Okay.
Wow.
I have 7 fingers total. They close very much like a lobster's claw. That's why the lobster boy thing.
Gotcha.
Plus, back in the day, ectrodactyly or ectrodactylia was termed lobster claw syndrome because the mutations I would have in the hands would cause them to close like that. Because of not having the middle fingers, there's nothing to stop them from it.
Gotcha.
This one only closes like that, where this one actually makes a fist. I can close it like that, but
okay. And so, and then it also affects your legs?
yes.
Okay.
That's really hard to describe without being able to see it.
Yeah.
Because the best way that I've described it is if you were to imagine that your knee, or my elbow is your knee, and my wrist was your ankle. The whole thing would twist to the side, and therefore the bottom of my foot is right here.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a clubbed foot. I've got a little bit of an arch right here. That's my heel, and those are my toes, and that's my ankle. My knee is really weird because it doesn't straighten out like a straight leg.
Okay.
That is straight right there. Bent for me is like that.
Oh,
so
wow.
So that's straight, that's bent.
You can move completely in a different direction, my lord.
Yes.
Yeah, that is difficult to explain without seeing it. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's really, really hard to explain my legs, especially.
And you've obviously been like that since birth, and does it get progressively more difficult, or has it sort of just stayed like this is just you and it doesn't change at all?
Like when you were a kid, did you adapt to it pretty quickly? Usually when you're born, like with any sort of difference like that, you adapt to it super quick. Especially kids that like your kid brain, like you just adapt to it. And you're like, oh, it's a normal. You grow up kind of normal,
and that's exactly what it was. No, it has not gotten any more difficult, and thankfully, I can answer both your questions at the same time at this.
No, it has not we love to do that to people. We make it hard
because of the fact that because it was from birth. Just like when you were coming up, learning to walk, talk, crawl, eat. Right, but whatever you were doing, so was I. I was just doing it this way because because my dad was like that too. That was the one thing that he did show me, was he helped me understand that it's okay to be different and actually be proud of that because of the fact that uniqueness is beautiful. As long as you keep it that way.
So how was it for you growing up? Like, what age were you when your dad got murdered?
I was 15.
So you were already a teenager. So now,
I'm so sorry.
Did you grow?
It's okay.
Did you grow up in that lifestyle, like traveling with your dad, or was he gone and you were with your mom, or how did that work?
Once he passed, or
just like
before?
during,
because I was out there on the road with him every year. Up until he passed.
Okay, so
I was born out on the road.
So were you part of the sideshow?
I couldn't be.
Okay.
Back then there was child labor laws, so I wasn't legally allowed to be. So I would still be kind of under the table.
Goddamn government always.
It was more of he was giving me a allowance and asking me to help out around the tents and work and everything else. I wasn't technically working.
But you were like you told me before too. You were involved in all of it.
Yeah.
Like I mean, from management to learning budgeting
you're the son,
to
you're the
everything.
heir apparent.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I was the owner's son, so I had to learn everything.
Yeah.
I had to learn the money of it. I had to learn how the setup happened. I had to learn how dealing with people had to work.
Sure.
I had to learn all of it because I was watching my dad, and I was talking with all of our crew too.
Did other people resent you because they kind of felt you were getting groomed to run this thing? You know, people are like the boss's son. You know.
Well, in this case, I kind of feel like look at his hands and get the hell out of my office. He's full lobster and you're not. Get the hell out of here. What does the sign say? Does it say Lobster Boy Incorporated? Get the hell out.
It's the only place they're looking at that lucky bastard.
I wish I was Lobster Boy.
In any other instance, you could look at people like, hey, look exactly the same. In this one, it's just, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's really hard to pull this off if you're able-bodied.
You gotta hold the chair.
Some people I have met a lot of people that went, oh my God, I wish I was lobster. And I was like, sorry?
People say really stupid things. You know? People are dumb as hell.
Yeah. So you grew up in this lifestyle. You saw and of course you probably like, hey, I'm going to do this and take over my dad's business.
That was the plan.
So then, after he was murdered, what happens? Like, does everything get broken up? Or like, what? Tell us about that.
That's where things started to go weird for sideshow and the carnivals. Anyways, it was really starting to peter out.
This is the 90s, right?
This is the 90s. 92 to be exact, when my dad passed. 93, we did try to go back out on the road a little bit, but
Wu-Tang was touring, so it was hard.
Yeah,
to get anybody to go anywhere.
Nobody was going anywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody was at Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
Anyhow. So, where was I?
It's 92, your dad passed.
My dad passed. And at that point, like I said, things were slowing down or petering out for the sideshows out on the road. I think it had to come to do with a lot of the PC era and the cancel culture that happened because nobody wanted to offend anybody anymore. So the shock and the awe of it kind of went away because how are you going to shock and awe without going, oh, you're offending them?
Yeah.
Now
In the
they
late
own the whole
90s,
thing.
Yeah, in the late 90s, you were told to not point and go, ew, at people that look different.
or pay
Yeah.
to go see someone that looks different because
Now-
that was offensive or that was taking advantage of the person, even though they're running it as their business.
As a real Floridian that grew up here, I'm 49, so I'm
Me too.
I'm in. Yeah, okay, we're right there then.
Yeah.
I remember that there were still sideshows when I was a young boy in that would travel through. I'm from DeLand, little small town. You
Okay.
probably have been through there.
Been through it.
multiple times. So, and we would occasionally out by the soccer fields where the circus would usually set up. There were a ton of land, and we would get the occasional sideshow. And I always wanted to go, and my parents would not let me go. But we would still get the snake man or bearded woman or bearded lady. We would still get that. We would. And it was like, you think that
Florida's a circus state.
Florida's
Yeah.
is sort of, I mean, so those things were still running into the 90s.
Oh yeah, easy. They were like I said, they were starting to peter out, but they were still out there. And my sister, she didn't really want to do it at all because
And she has the same condition that you do.
Yeah, Kathy does.
Gotcha.
But she did not want to continue the whole any kind of showmanship kind
Gotcha.
of thing. She wanted to have more of a 9-to-5 job.
A normal life.
I don't
Yeah,
blame her.
yeah.
That could be hard.
And that's what she did, from what I understand, other than Big Fish. I
Your
don't
sister
really
was in
talk-
the movie Big Fish? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you step out sometimes if you do a big movie or something.
Yeah.
Well, it just she
Was she in at the
all
end?
those years. She was like, I don't want to do anything where I'm in the limelight, and they couldn't find me to do that because I was between places of living.
Gotcha.
And they ended up getting a hold of her. And
was she in the funeral scene at the end?
I honestly don't remember it. I think there's an actual carnival scene, and she's on the Valley. Is what I didn't pay much attention to.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It's about a man telling tall tales.
It's a good movie.
It's right up my alley.
Go check it out. She's on it.
And now, did you have any other siblings, or is this you and your sister?
Honestly, I only have half siblings.
Your dad was a Rolling Stone on the road too.
He
wasn't
was a little bit. Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's
Bit
been
of a
out there.
ladies' man?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, wow.
If
Now, I know what people are asking. They're like, how does a man with lobster hands be a ladies' man? Right? I think that's a natural question.
Okay, yeah.
Bitches
But
love surfing
he
turf,
was
bro.
a charmer, a talker, a performer, and above all, a showman.
Yeah, you have to be.
You have to.
And there's some natural curiosity that some women have.
Yeah,
with
just ask
being-
Brad Williams. That guy gets...
Yeah.
Whatever. I know you
little
guys know
people
Brad
get-
Williams.
Yeah.
I hope he eventually comes back to the castle.
He's a
around there.
lovely man.
Brad's cool, man.
Because he
But
seems like
but
would
same
he be
thing.
fun.
Yeah, same thing. I would say this too. I'm asking honestly, like, when your father's out there, like from the, let's say, late 40s to like the 80s, like right before you're born, because I'm 44, so
Well,
we're all around
76
the
was
same
when I was
76,
born.
yeah. So when he's out there on the road, though, was there still that vibe of like, I'm going to join this and get away from my small town? Because I think of that. I think
the
of
escapism
the
aspect of
escapism
it.
aspect to people.
It was huge then. Yeah, it was huge then.
Like running away, the fantasy of that.
The whole I'm getting out of this little one-horse town or whatever it is,
Yeah.
or I'm going to get out of this place that I've been all my life. I don't care if it's only a couple of states over. I'm just going.
Yeah.
Because it was much harder at that point, other than
Yeah.
hitchhiking.
And your view of the world at that point was coming from like Time Magazine. You're not like FaceTiming a buddy in New York and you're
Right.
like, oh, I'm going to join it. When I'm on the road and I'm doing like small towns and stuff, you'd be surprised how many billboards you see for like the Army and the Marine Corps. Because they're basically like, hey, bro, I can get you out of here.
Yeah,
I can get you out of here. If you want to
There's no
do something,
escape. You feel trapped.
You feel trapped. I can get you out of here.
It's an adventure. Come and live an adventure.
Yeah,
comes from.
So what other type of performers are, when you're doing this, and did you get to see the world? Are there any places you got access to in performing with your father that you're like, whoa, I'm lucky that we got to do that? Or
No, I didn't go out of the country except for on a cruise that we went on when I was little. That was fun.
That's
But
cool,
It wasn't
though.
any kind of work. Or anything like that.
Most East Coast type stuff?
Yeah. Almost always East Coast.
Was there an element, and maybe there's not so much anymore, but back then I imagine there was an element of maybe seediness or underworld involved in these kind of things because it was, it's kind of like the dark web of business where like you're dealing with this sideshow and the people in sideshows, maybe some of them, are criminals and some,
Well,
and
they
maybe
have
the promoters.
They could have access to those people.
And then it's just
but that was carnival in general. That wasn't just sideshow. Yes,
Yeah.
Sideshow were part of the carnivals, but that wasn't just It wasn't just the sideshows that had the criminal aspect. That was mostly your carnivals in general, because you did have people trying to run away from whatever legal aspect, whether it be a charge that they're about to catch, or they're just running away from. Running away from child support. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to get away.
It's like the Foreign Legion. It's like, we will take you.
Yeah, but that used to be a thing, and that's a trope in movies. The guy has a charge; he's going to go to jail.
Yeah.
So what does he do? He runs away with the circus.
Yeah.
That's a trope.
Yeah, it is.
And then, but it was also true. Like, and then like the carnival business is like your way to hide, still have a job. And then it's like almost like all comers will take whoever wants to go.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure every town you lose some employees, you gain some, and then you move on.
That was green help. Those were the people that didn't come down to Florida all the time with us, or didn't end up living on our property with us when we were down here between seasons. They were the ones that were we'd pick them up at whatever spot we were at, and be like, hey, you want to make some money this week? Yeah. And then by the end of that week, be like, hey, we're heading to blah, blah, blah. Do you want to stay on, depending on if they were good workers or they were willing to work? Or, hey, it was good working with you, bye, if they sucked.
Yeah.
So
you were going to take over the thing.
I was supposed to take over the whole thing, but at that point, like I said, my sister wasn't making that much money. And it all kind of petered out by the time I was old enough to actually be an adult and be able to take it over. My stepmom had already sold a lot of the banners and everything else just to make do and everything, because she was in jail and everything. So, but yeah, by the time I got to adulthood, it was all pretty much gone. And at that point, I tried to take the whole carnival sideshow thing to media. And that's when I went and did public access and then a lot of club stuff.
Okay.
Right
so
on.
Low budget TV.
I'm curious,
movies.
how was your childhood? Like, I'm sure your dad was a hard
Insane.
man, because like growing up with this in the sideshow business in the 40s, like to go through that, you must be a tough individual that's willing to like not only take whatever comes but dish it out too. Is probably part of why he had the reputation, and even though like he just dealt with nefarious people at all times.
Yeah.
And
how do you navigate
people trying to take advantage of him at all times? And then like he has to push back. Like,
well, how will you navigate that world if you're weak?
You don't.
I don't think you can. And I'm not giving him grace for anything he did to you or anybody.
No.
I'm just saying
you're not wrong.
Yeah, you could do the math on these type of things and figure out.
So was he hard on you? Did he?
He was hard on everybody.
Okay.
Like I said, he was just a drunken, abusive bastard.
Yeah.
So he was hard on everybody in general. The more he drank, the worse he got.
Yeah.
Because he was a bad drunk.
He was a huge drunk.
And not a happy drunk.
No, never a happy drunk.
Which substance abuse prominent in probably sideshow carnival culture,
Yeah,
like,
because again, sideshow and carnival, they were thought to be the dregs of society back then.
Yeah.
Again, they were thought to be the con artists or the criminals that were trying to escape something, because a lot of them were, but not all of them were.
Yeah. No, of course.
So how do you navigate the legacy you have now? Because we meet you and you're super nice and you look great and you're doing your thing and you're at the Sausage Castle now, but like, do you want to?
Does your father's legacy carry on? Do people are afraid to maybe even do business with you because of your father? And then,
of course,
because you're like, of course, you're not the same person as your father.
No,
exactly.
But because you have the same condition, I'm sure people are like, oh, it's the same. Or something like you. Like you have different brains. People are so stupid they don't understand how your brain works. It's like, you have the same body, it's a different brain.
That's the main reason why I picked up the moniker or title or whatever. Anyways, was because I didn't want the name Lobster Boy Grady Stiles, whether it be Junior or the third, just in general Grady Stiles, to be more infamous because of the fact that everybody knew what had happened with the murder and that he was a drunken, abusive bastard. I would rather try and become more. It sounds arrogant, I guess, but more famous than infamous.
Yes.
Which my dad feels more infamous than famous.
Well, you're trying to pull some of that out.
Yeah.
I think what you're doing is noble in that, it'd be different if you tried to pretend like he wasn't connected in some way to you.
I can't
and that's
do that.
impossible.
Yeah, that's just weird.
It's almost like pretending that you don't have the condition you also have.
Exactly.
So to lean into it, not to be him at all, but to also just be like, yeah, that's not me, but hey, let's try and turn this Grady Styles thing into a more positive thing. I see that. That's cool. I like that.
That and the shock and awe of the whole thing went away. So I had to keep going with the more educational thing, which is whenever I started doing the stuff out in Venice Beach, I had to go with more of a educational spiel instead of, oh my God, look at how crazy this is. That's why I know ectrodactyly. I didn't know what that was called until my daughter was about to be born at 25 years old. I just knew it sounded like pterodactyl.
Right. Yeah.
I got ectrodactyl.
Because you've been living the carnival life. Why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
You got lobster boyism, you know?
Yeah, I'm lobsters.
By the way, that Mountain Dew looks so natural in your lobster claw.
That's an excellent point. Can you hold that up? That is fantastic. That should be the commercial right there. Yeah.
Take that Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Look at the openings for the logo. They love it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
All of a sudden I'm a spokesman.
Grady, I have a question about sideshows in general because I've never been to one.
Oh my God!
They're rare. Like now, maybe they're
should have grown up in DeLand.
Sefner on Saturday.
Okay, all right. So we'll plug that in a second. But I know from what I've seen in the movies, and in the movies, you've got a promoter out front trying to get people inside. They're like, they're
like a barker
telling you what the oddities inside, and then you pay your, money, and then you walk inside, and then each basically
watch a man naturally drink Mountain Dew. You've never seen anything like it.
And then there's different rooms, and people walk by, and then they present to you the oddity, the bearded lady, lobster boy,
Snake man,
a man eating chicken, which is just a fat guy eating chicken. That's a scam. That's a scream scam.
Here's a new one we're going to add. It's called the weakest U of M football player, and EJ.
So is it still like that? And then when you present yourself like in a sideshow, how do you do that?
Okay, again, for me, I've got this whole spiel that I do almost every time that somebody
like a
comes
setup.
in. Yeah. That's why, again, when talking about my legs, to explain that's how I do it to them really quick because of the fact that since I've been doing this actual sideshow thing again now since November, it's a little faster pace because we got to get people in and
you got to get those TikTok people in.
Yeah, so we do like for me and our bearded lady, we do a 10-minute spiel, unless there's already a live act going on down there. If there is, we tell them, welcome, come on in, we'll be here for when you're done, but you're not going to want to miss this. And then they'll just
stacking the acts. That's smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but we also do have it a little bit different where we have a wheel that we spin, that we have the people that come in and spin.
Okay.
So they get to determine the order of the acts that it happens in.
Oh, that's cool.
And we don't generally rush people out anymore either, because part of our show is also the museum of some of the old two-headed and two-bodied stuff and stuff like that.
Oh, rad. So some oddities you get to see.
Yeah.
So you're doing more like an experience.
We're doing a circus sideshow.
Yeah,
and we're trying, like what I'm saying, they've already got a 100-foot tent.
Wow.
We don't have a big crew, but we have a lot of acts. I mean, yeah.
So how is it different than what your dad used to do? What did your dad used to do?
Oh. Again, my dad pretty much just hung out on a platform and would wait until people would come in and end up just kind of shooting the crap with them until he had enough people in there.
What do you guys think about us grabbing Maduro?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, right? We get down in the middle of the night. Did you know we could do that? I didn't know we could do that. Oh, here's my claws. Here's my claws.
Basically, yeah, basically that's what it was. He'd have enough people
in
there.
Did you see Andy Dick? Oh, he's looking mad lately.
Oh, he might be drinking too. Right?
Oh no, I guarantee you he was drinking. It was behind the big picture of the three of the kids and him. I know exactly.
Oh, he hit his beer behind you guys.
Oh, it wasn't a beer. It was a drink, dude. He was a whiskey guy.
Oh,
Signum 7 and Coke.
Brown.
Signum 7.
Yeah. Oh, that'll get you.
Yeah.
Okay. He went.
But yeah, so he'd always have his drink and his tea behind that picture, regardless of how long or what time it was during the day that he was on the platform working.
Are you okay taking some questions from our chat room?
Sure. What do you got?
It's simple stuff. Do you have to wear a costume, or do you have like an outfit you wear for your presentation, or do you just kind of come out there like casual like you are?
Either one, really.
Yeah, it doesn't
depends.
matter.
If it's cold, I'm going to be wearing pants, and if it's hot, I might be wearing shorts.
I think they wanted you to wear like a shiny red lobster outfit.
More than
and
anything.
I think, you know what?
What
Don't
do you
do
think?
that. Don't ever do that.
Get out of your chat room.
I'll
You're
do
disrespectful.
I'll do that for like the events, like for the OT video.
The OT
They had
video,
me-
he was painted red as
I
a
was the
lobster.
first-
Oh, you were painted
yeah,
as
it
a
was
lobster.
the first time I was a red lobster.
Yeah.
First time, too.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're 48 years old and you're a lobster man. This is the first time you've been painted red. I'm like, none of your friends have creativity.
Yeah, you were not bullied right then.
Yeah.
Oh no,
If
I
you're
was
my
bullied
age,
right.
If you were my age and never been painted red, that is
Yeah.
wildly
Yeah.
because I've been painted red.
Yeah.
Well, going back to your childhood, were you bullied through growing up? I mean, like in school and stuff? Did you go to a regular school? Or
Yes.
Did you? Okay.
Okay, in the beginning, no. In the beginning, they had us pretty much ostracized from the rest of the school. There was the SLD programs, which was slow learning disability, and the physically handicapped. Those were in the same section of the school, but they never really intermingled with the regular or mainstream kids.
It's
I
always
like
so
that
crazy.
they put you in slow classes because of your hands. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, that's great.
And they did actually near the end, because I had to wait until I found a high school that had mainstream classes, because otherwise they were waiting for me to be able to, you know what I had to do to graduate? I had to be able to get food or drinks out of a vending machine. I had to be able to tie my own shoes, which, well, I don't wear shoes. And,
Yeah.
and I had to
No
be
need.
able to dress myself. That was what they needed
That's
me
still
to be able
Florida
to do.
education.
That's what I had to do.
My daughter's tested on that today.
Yeah.
But when you're
She
born
did
with a
not pass.
disability where you're not going to be the most physical or the most athletic or the most active person,
Sure.
you instead of training the body, you end up training the mind more. So yes, near the end of that, before I went to the mainstream classes, I was pretty much a glorified teacher's aide
Yeah.
because I was.
Because
it was boom
teachers,
boom.
The
It was
teachers
so very
are
boom,
stuck
boom.
with what, like, the way the school wants to run it, and the teachers are probably like, Grady's fine. He just needs a
Yeah,
ramp.
that's
you
what
know?
I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's totally fine. He just has lobster, as you say,
Yeah,
lobstery
he's just-
hands.
yeah, he's
and
just in a
great. So you put
wheelchair.
him in the slow
Yeah.
classes because he has lobstery hands. Great job. Yeah,
Yeah.
That helps him a lot. You're slowing him down.
Exactly.
You're not adding to any of his progression. The kid's fine. He just, he
I'm
needs a
short.
ramp, and he needs to stay on the first floor, and that, that's it.
Because just to clarify, it really is just that. It's not like it affects your lifespan or anything like that, right?
No, it doesn't affect my
There you go.
lifespan. I'm not paralyzed at all. I still have full mobility of
just
whatever the mobility is that
Yeah,
they move the
Buddy's
way that they
strong
move.
too. Let me tell you,
Oh, that
man.
handshake. I'm
Buddy
telling
is
you.
strong. When I watch him move around the property and stuff like that, and I'm always in awe because, like, I got to get up. When I get up from a chair, I'm like, all right, here we go. And then I got to brief myself before we do this.
Big breath, big breath.
Yeah, and we were in where was that beach we went to? I can't remember. We went to Fort DeSoto.
Yeah.
So we all went to Fort DeSoto to hang out a while ago in the summertime, man. And we were like, hey, Grady, would it be cool if you got one of these cannons? Because they got those big cannons out there. And it looked like you were getting shot out of the cannon. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'll help you. And
I was like, nah, just let me make sure I can fit.
Monkey hand, one hand, pulls himself in. And I'm like, God damn, I'm looking at Grady like, I'd trade bodies with you right now.
You could be military. You could be paramilitary. We could put you on some tunnel rat and be blowing up some
Because of
Vietnamese
stuff like
jungle.
that. Yes, I have heard I'm so jealous that I'm not lobstered.
Yeah, because Grady, your condition doesn't affect your lifespan, and mine does.
So, Grady, I'm curious about like this. How does
Miguel's roasting himself on our show.
how has social media affected your business or what you do? Because there's a huge contingent. I mean, we daddy long necks of the world and of that
Wide neck.
Dude, we had all the necks, too. You guys remember that?
You guys were the neck
We
guy.
had the necks, yeah.
I know, you had all the necks, and then but like they make their money primarily social media, and then like essentially
Cameos.
able to do that kind of business through the internet. Have you dabbled in that?
Yeah, actually, that's what got me doing any of this stuff again, really, once I stopped doing public access. Because people were like, hey, you should sell autographed pictures or tracings of your hand through Facebook. And that's what I started doing and realized that was when people came to me and went, do you realize that everybody calls me Sideshow Royalty. But to me, I'm just me. But
Yeah,
I've
sure.
had to accept this about myself.
But you are
But-
I had a listener reach out and say that he has an autograph. We have a listener that has an autographed picture of Grady.
Yeah.
I feel like
And
we
he
have
collects stuff from circuses and sideshows. There are a lot of people that
There's a few that, there's
you
been
have a
quite
lot
few.
of sideshow people that are kind
Fans,
of
yeah.
I feel like we have an exiled sideshow prince living with us. and we're
I've got a
just like,
woman in the
yeah.
UK who's got a tattoo of my face on her arm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, the movie Freaks too. I think that's very popular
Freaks
again.
and The Greatest Showman.
Greatest Showman.
Again, why I'm thinking this is the perfect time to try and bring Sideshow back.
Yeah,
One,
I mean,
we're
there's-
all over the PC bullcrap because we came to realize, all right, we were too sensitive even when we were 19.
Sure.
Well, it's also it's insulting when someone's like trying to protect you when you don't want that.
Yeah.
And they think they
You don't
know
need
better
it.
than you.
Yeah.
It's like when they're like, no, you can't do
Well,
this.
it's a
sir.
violation of your
Like
freedom.
you can't. Yes,
I get that so much.
And then you're like, what
if
the
it doesn't
hell?
bother me, don't let it bother you.
Yeah, of course. Mind your business, bitch.
Grady,
Exactly.
go on record right now. Are me and Mike soft on you and try to protect you?
They are, of course, using you. We know that.
No, you are not.
They're taking advantage of
Are
you.
we before we run out of time? I don't know if
Okay,
you're going
yeah.
how long this is going,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
again, how is Mike? Is Mike good?
Yeah, he's good. He's been having migraines. Like, and he was sick this week because he got like all stuffed up. So we were like, all right, man, we'll take it. Because I was like, I don't want you coming about and getting anybody sick.
Tell him
He's
we
all
said hi.
stuffed
No,
up.
and
yeah.
we're having Mike back in to talk about the Florida Man games.
Florida Man
coming
games are cool.
coming up.
We'll be there.
I don't know how much time you guys left, but the one thing that I want you to talk about more than anything is this thing, the love life going on with Lobster and his bearded lady lover.
I saw the article about this.
I saw it happen
girlfriend?
live.
You got a girlfriend?
I have.
Oh, it's worse,
Hey.
man. No, be real. Tell him what it is. Tell him what it is, you freak. I love
I
it.
have a sub.
He's a dom.
Yeah.
Bro,
I
that's the face. That's the face, bro. Dan.
Without getting too into the scene or
please,
getting
man,
too
get
weird at
into
this
it, bro.
point, because you already said you don't have a whole lot of time. I'm what's called a pleasure dom.
Yes.
So,
I want to be a pleasure dog.
and from there,
Hold your hands up.
and from there,
Boring. Get out of here.
I've got tiny girl hands.
years ago,
Those are
she
my
had
wife's
heard that I was in the scene, and she was like, "Oh my god, it would be amazing to be collared by you."
Tom, your face is
What is
beautiful right
collar?
now.
She's mine.
Okay.
She listens
so
to.
she wants you to lock her down.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
you.
She might as well be my wife.
His bearded
but
lover.
She could do whatever I tell her to.
All right.
Wow.
Give me a
And-
beard job.
And because of the fact that she's
Do you get unlimited beard jobs?
I do actually. Yeah.
And she doesn't.
better than us.
He was saying she doesn't take hormones to have a beard or
No,
anything
no.
like that. It's a natural.
She's got a. It's again genetic. It's something. I don't remember the letters, and I don't want to mess it up, but I know it's got P-O and S in it. But and I keep giving her the fact that it's POS, but it's not.
Well, I've seen other women have facial hairs.
Yeah, I'm Latino. I've seen lots of women have facial hair. Some of the most beautiful ones.
Down in Miami,
Some women with
Yeah.
some thick facial hair that needs to be bleached.
There were lots of girls in my middle school that had to shave their
Yeah.
mustache off. I
and or
saw it.
should
They had
have.
stubble.
We've all seen it.
And they got nice asses.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'll say it.
the mustache gives
No,
them a
if
nice
she understands
ass.
the poly life, so
It's a
she's not going
hormone.
to yell at me if I go and have some fun at the castle too.
So you guys are together, but like also like you can do what you'd like,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you move freely. Do you
Yep.
perform together too?
Yeah. She works with the
That's
sideshow.
fantastic.
That's how I got into the circus sideshow.
Look
But
at
I
you,
watched
man.
it live, and I just Sade's "No Ordinary Love" just came on every time I saw it making out.
My God, have you ever explored OnlyFans with that?
Not yet.
Bro,
I mean,
same thing we said. We said, "Hey, kid, man, you want to take this to the majors?"
I'm not kidding.
You want
I
your
mean,
own castle?
And Busey, and you and Busey know that world very, very well. I mean, if you wanted to do that, I guess
you got a man.
We told him. We
We're
said,
already in
you
the
just
works.
do you, brother? Get your OnlyFans account and just let loose and go wild because
Miguel,
there is a
The night of the
market.
mistake.
Yeah.
When I got too drunk that night.
Yeah,
My birthday. There are people actually asking about the video that never got made.
There were two
They're
like
when is this
super-
video
Hold on, what's the
coming
night
out?
of the mistake?
Don't talk about it.
Yeah, bro, there
Shut
was,
up. You get out of
there
here.
was two gorgeous OnlyFans girls
Oh,
that were
my
like,
God.
"Hey, man, do you want to get weird?
They're so
We would like to
awesome.
make a video." And
And I was like, "Of course I
He's like,
would."
"Of course I do." And then he gets like blackout drunk and passes out. And we're like, "Bro, this is."
He says it like that, but I'll tell you exactly what happened. What happened was I didn't even realize it was my birthday the next day, so at midnight. until they started talking about birthdays, and I was like, my birthday's the 26th, and they're like, that's at midnight, right? And I was like, oh, okay, well, it's tomorrow then. And they were like, no, we're celebrating it like your birthday. So in about an hour and a half, I had 15 people all come up to me and go, it's your birthday, do a shot with me.
Oh,
so do you know what that means?
Our listeners have got me like that. Got Dan, too.
Oh, yeah. That's how you get a taxi ride home. Yeah, that's rough. Well, so you could have made a legendary double OnlyFans.
Legendary.
I'd watch
two
that.
badass
I would knock on whatever. Girls know who
I'll tell you what would have happened. Miguel will send me the video,
make this happen.
and then me and Daniel on like a Tuesday morning we'll drink our
I'd be
coffee.
sitting there eating sausage biscuit. I'm eating a sausage biscuit.
And then we put it on Daniel's computer and we watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking, even if it's 40 minutes, I watch 40 minutes.
Just for science, you want to watch it. You know?
We do have to go, but Grady, we'd love to have you on again.
Yeah, man.
Because
love you, friend of the show. We appreciate you and your time and your story.
You're right down the road, so we will have you on again.
And being so candid, thanks for the honesty, man. I know that's like rough to talk about, but
plug
appreciate it.
your social media and where people can find the Purple Pirate Circus.
Okay. My Insta is Life of Lobster Boy.
At Life of Lobster Boy.
Yeah.
At Life of Lobster Boy.
There you go.
My Facebook, of course, is Grady Styles. My Snapchat is I Am Lobster Boy. And I think that's really all of them right now that I can think of.
That's good.
Is there anybody else doing this, by the way, or are you the only
Lobster
one?
Boy thing?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one.
Okay.
I've
Somebody
seen,
in Flint, Michigan.
Well, other people have this condition, right?
Well, yeah, because it's like 1 in every 90,000 people to 100,000, something like that.
Pretty rare.
I haven't checked the numbers in years. But yeah, I know there's a scorpion guy out there.
Damn, wait a second. I'm trading up. I'm trading up. You got a stinger?
No, he wishes.
Yeah.
No, he's got 3 fingers on each hand.
Damn,
to make it look
scorpion.
like
Get out of
to
here.
make it look like a scorpion's.
So
Look, he has
Yeah.
to have a big old pointy butt tail around.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Butt
yeah.
tail or nothing.
Can we get you guys to fight?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, celebrity boxing. Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Let's go.
I know Busey loves it. Loves it.
Scissors
You
again!
did say the Florida Man games are coming up, right?
Or we could do that. Oh, what if we did the most unfortunate beast games? But it's really beasts. Yeah. Never mind. Okay, it's bad.
Well, Grady, thanks so much for coming by.
Yeah,
we appreciate
man,
your
appreciate you.
candidness.
Of course.
And Miguel, thank you so much.
Always, man. I love you, boys.
Love the
I having
Busey.
on
Tell
you.
him we hope he feels better.
We'll talk to you soon about the Florida Man games coming up, and we will see you on Monday.